Sorry team, sorry for the inconvenience. Can you all see my screen right now?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Inconvenience.
Yes,
Sometimes
now we can
happens.
see.
Rare it will happen. So I repeat. So these are the 10 knowledge areas and 5 process groups which you are going to master in next 2 to 3 months and implement or use them for next 2 decades or so as a project manager. So I have put this entire PMP in a single slide in a nutshell. The 10 knowledge areas and 5 process groups. And I read this a million times and I want one of you to read this so that you will get used to these jargons, managerial jargons. Okay, let's start with the alphabetical order. Anwar, can you please read the 10 knowledge areas and 5 process groups which will be mastering?
Sure, sir.
Mm.
So the 10 knowledge areas are, the first one is project integration management, the project scope management,
Yes.
the project schedule management,
Mm.
the project quality management, uh, project cost management, project resource management, project communication management, project risk management, procurement management, and the last is project stakeholder management.
Super.
The 5 process groups are project initiating, project planning, executing, project monitoring and controlling, and project closing.
Super. And there are 49 processes also, which are spread across these 5 process groups and 10 knowledge areas. And what are those? We are going to learn in detail, these 49 processes. Okay. Now coming back to this slide. So friends, don't you think in order to be successful on your project, you need to do all these things on your project, that is integration management, wherein you need to integrate the various aspects, various components of the project. Scope management, managing your scope, that is the work that you are supposed to do on your project. Schedule management, managing the timelines. Cost management, managing the budget of your project. Quality, managing the quality of your project. Resources, managing human resource and physical resource on your project. Communication management, managing communication with all your stakeholders, communicating with all your stakeholders. Risk management, managing the risks on your project. Procurement management, managing the purchasing of goods and services which are required for your project. And stakeholder management, managing the people who are directly or indirectly impacted by your project. Don't you think as a project manager, you need to do all these things for the success of the project? Having said that, if you are a project manager or if you are reporting to your project manager, is he or she doing all these things? Maybe or may not be. If at all, if they are doing all these things, are they doing in a systematic way, in an organized, process oriented way? We don't. Now, when you go through this PMP journey, we are going to master all these knowledge areas and do them in a systematic and organized way. All this. Apart from that, you are going to be involved in all these 5 process groups. Initiating, project initiating, wherein you are starting your project by doing some high level planning. Once you initiate or start the project, then you move to planning phase. Here you are going to plan in detail about each and every aspect of your project. How you are going to manage your scope, managing the schedule, managing the cost, budget, resources, communication, everything. You are going to plan in detail. Now that your plan is ready, you move to executing phase, wherein you are executing your project in a systematic and organized way as per the planning. In project monitoring and controlling, you are checking whether you are doing as per the plan or not. Check and act. Monitor and control means check and act. Once you all do all these things, you are going to close the project in a systematic and organized way by doing some closure activities. Okay, now? And apart from that, you are going to do all these 49 processes, involved in all the 49 processes which are spread across these 5 process groups and 10 knowledge areas. And now what are these 49 processes? We will see going forward. So all these things you have to do, my dear friends, for the success of the project. Okay, and we are going to master them, learn them all. Okay. Next, exam content outline, old versus new. So this is the old exam content outline. This is on which I took my examination till December 31st, 2020. This is how PMI used to conduct the examination. In those days, the examination was for 4 hours to 40 minutes. Number of questions, 200 questions. No break in between. And they used to frame the questions around this domain, initiating domain, 13%. So out of 200, 13% is 26 questions. Planning 48 questions. Executing 62. Monitoring and controlling 50. Closing 14. Total 100%, 200 questions. And each of this domain you need to score more than 70% to pass. So this is how they used to conduct. Very difficult, my dear friends, in those days. Now from January 2nd, 2021 onwards, they changed the exam content outline. Now they are framing the questions around these domains, that is people domain. Now the questions are 180 questions. Timing 230 minutes. 2 breaks, 10 minutes breaks you have. After every 60 questions, you have a break. So your life is made little easy, 20% easy compared to previous. So you have 20 questions less, 2 breaks you have. So around these domains, they are framing the questions. People 42% out of 180, process 50%, that is 90 questions, and business environment 8%. Total 100%, 180 questions. Now this is not your headache, my dear friends. Don't bother too much about this one. This is the headache of the people who set this question paper. So you don't need to worry. What you need to worry is you need to prepare as per my planner using the material I provided to you. It's a customized material, tried and tested material with 100% accuracy, 100% strike rate. Okay, na? Easy also, effective, efficient. Next, index. So this is how my material looks. This is how Rita Mulke looks, or this is how PMBOK looks. First, you have introduction and the environment in which project operates. Then project management framework. Then you have project management processes and the role of a project manager, followed by 10 knowledge areas. So you have one chapter dedicated for one knowledge area. So 10 chapters are dedicated for 10 knowledge areas. Then you have a chapter which talks about professional and social responsibilities of a PMP certified project manager. And finally, we are going to learn agile processes. Agile is a methodology or a process or a framework wherein what if the scope is dynamically changing, how you are going to manage such projects. Typically projects that are done by IT industry, IT people, information technology projects. Most likely they do this. Agile. This we will learn, touch base this. Okay, na? So these are the 15 chapters we are going to learn and master. Next. Yes, Nilesh has a question. Nilesh, go for it, sir. I will take your question and move forward, and I am muting others for the time being.
Yeah, good
Yes,
morning, sir. So I have a question on slide number 8.
Slide number 8. Okay.
Yeah. So when you say we have a question set for 42% on people and process for 50%. So what we say? I mean, what do you understand when we say people? I mean,
actually,
is it related?
We are learning project management as a whole on the subject, and the people who are setting up these questions, they will frame the questions around these domains: people management,
Management. Okay.
understood. Management, processes, and business environment. And to get into the more technicalities of that, you can check this. I have shared one. I think I have removed it. If you want, I can share that document, how they are subcategories. And that is not that relevant, Nilesh, because it is their headache to frame the questions around that area. Having said
I
that,
just wanted to check. I mean, is it related to managing people or?
Yes, people management. People management and setting up a process. Managing people, setting up a process, and business environment. How to this?
Understood. Understood. Yes, thank you, sir.
If you want more details on this, just drop me a message. I will send the document. They will frame the questions around that area, but it is not important from our point of view. It is important from people who set up this examination paper. For us, what is important is you need to use this material, prepare PMBOK, Rita Mulke, my material, and take these mocks. That is important for us.
Yeah, understood.
Question. Next, we'll move forward. Then comes the following indicates topics tested in the examination on their level of difficulty. This is just for your information, my dear friends. I want to give you a heads up because tomorrow when you start preparing on your own, some topics you may find a bit tricky, difficult to understand. Don't worry. It happens to everybody across the globe who are preparing for PMP. So that is reason number 1. Reason number 2 is we will focus on this tricky chapters. I will give you some homeworks and assignments, some additional emphasis we will give on these chapters so that we will make these chapters easy. So people feel that project management processes is the most difficult one, followed by procurement management, then risk management, then quality, then integration management. It may take extra time for you to understand, prepare. You may score less at the beginning. So we will do some exercises on this. Then the schedule, cost and project management framework are mid-level, mediocre projects. Not that difficult, not that easy. And these are very easy chapters. Scope management, resource management, stakeholder management, communication. Just you can skim through the pages, you will learn, you will understand it. This is an heads up for you. Next comes examination question types. How the questions are going to be like in the examination. This is important slide. I will virtually walk you through that 4 hours of examination. Your experience, what type of questions you will see. See friends, majority of the questions are going to be situational or scenario based questions, wherein they will create a situation or a scenario and expect you to think and answer from PMI's perspective. You know why many senior managers they fail this PMP examination? Because they think and answer from their own personal point of view or what they do in their organization, even in a situation or a scenario. But that is a realistic way, realistic approach. But there is an ideal approach. Ideally, we need to do this. That is what PMI teaches you. Okay, now? So you are going to pass PMP examination when your thought process gets in sync with that of PMI's thought process. The frequency of the thought process should match. Okay, now? They are not direct questions, my dear friends. Direct questions. You won't get direct questions where they will create a situation or scenario and they will give you 4 options. Out of that 4 options, one is realistic option that you will do in your organization, but that is not the answer. Most of the people, they choose that option, what they do in their organization. But PMI has an ideal way of doing that thing. Now, what is that ideal way? How to get into that idealistic thought mode? Now, when you read my material, when you spend some time with PMP, you will get into that mode. When you spend some, and you will be practicing around 5,000 questions, my dear friends, before you take actual PMP examination. You'll be practicing 5,000 questions and reading the explanation of all the answers to get your thought process in sync with that of PMI's thought process. Simple fund, I will tell you, my dear friends. See, if you are with some person, to start with, you don't understand him. You don't get in sync with his thought process. But having said that, when you spend some considerable decent amount of time with him, you can guess, you can understand his thought process, what he is thinking. Or just by looking at his face, you will understand what he's thinking, what this guy thinks. So same thing should happen to you. That is when you will pass your PMP examination. So when your thought process maps with that of PMI's thought process, that is when you pass your PMP examination. Now, how to map your thought process, how to get in line with the PMI's thought process, you need to spend time with it, with PMI, isn't it? By default, it won't happen, right? Okay, now this is one. Next, questions with 2 or more potential correct answers. Out of 4 options, I told you 4 optional, right? You can see 1 correct, obviously 2, 3 or 4. In that case, you need to choose the most correct one, the best one, the most correct option. Questions with extraneous information, too much of information, my dear friends. This much of information is not required, but intentionally they will give too much of information. Why? To waste your time, to confuse you. You know what? There are 230 minutes, 180 questions. That means one question you have 1 minute 8 seconds. In that 1 minute 8 seconds, you need to read the questions, read 4 options and choose the right answer. Now, what if they make the questions lengthy, more informative? That means you need to read more matter, understand more matter. So not only your accuracy, but speed is also tested. Speed and accuracy both are tested. Next, questions with made up terms. They will cook up their own terms. This is like throwing a googly at you. Cook up the trap. So these terms are so tempting. They will insert into the option. and you will feel like choosing that option. So tempting, but you don't find these terms neither in PMBOK nor in Rita Mulke. They are just cooked up, made up terms. Few questions can be outside PMBOK. It is not guaranteed that you will get questions from Rita Mulke or PMBOK. You will get questions from project management. And you can't accommodate project management in 650 pages of PMBOK or Rita Mulke, my dear friends. You will get questions from project management, not from Rita Mulke or PMBOK. If that is the case, everybody will by heart Rita Mulke and PMBOK and they will pass PMP. Or at least PMBOK they will by heart and they will pass. So, first of all, you will get situational questions, scenario based questions. No scope of by hearting or memorizing or one point of books which you can read and pass PMP. No, you need to gain knowledge and project management to pass PMP. Simple funda. So how to deal with these type of questions? I will train you. Don't worry. I will train you how to deal with this. Next, network diagram, technical thing. During schedule management, I will teach you this network diagram. Fill in the blanks, definitions. There are around 20-30 definitions which I will be teaching you. Formula related questions, around 20-30 formulas, basic formulas, my dear friends. If you don't like mathematics and if you hate mathematics, and again if you see this, don't worry, they are basic mathematics. And if you have kids who are in 6th to 7th standard, you can take their help also to deal with this type of questions. Okay, na? Don't worry. Then conceptual based questions. Match the following. Short questions with lengthy answers. That means the question will be very short and crisp, but the options will be very lengthy. So all these types of questions you are going to see in the examination. But the best part is we are going to practice around 150 to 200 questions in the class itself. And around 5,000 questions before you take those actual 180 questions. So you will be doing enough practice before you face these real questions. Don't worry. Here, my dear friends, let me tell you one thing. Getting that PMP certificate, yes, of course you will get. That is not the big criteria. Here, the journey you travel to reach that goal is the criteria. That will give you so much of knowledge, so much of experience, so many things you will learn. It's going to be a roller coaster ride for next 2 to 3 months. Even if it takes more than that 2 to 3 months or so, still I am there to support you. But the journey is very important, my dear friends. In that journey, you are going to learn so many things. Whichever things we'll missed out, some of the things, that is patience, perseverance, determination, hard work, punctuality, discipline, roller coaster ride experience, all these things you will go through that, and that will help you. In meantime, you will pass PMP, but that experience and that journey will help you. Okay, now? That's it. This is the introduction to PMI PMP. We haven't entered into the subject yet. I just briefed you about PMI PMP. Now I will give you 1 or 2 minutes so that we can regroup. If you want any questions, if you ask any questions, you can ask me. We will clarify and we will enter into the subject. Yes, Ujjwal has a question. Ujjwal, go for it, sir.
Hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
From one of the slides, you showed the changed exam outline, right? The content outline.
Correct.
Now, the top one, it looked much more detailed. Were the questions in prose rather than in multiple choice? Also, the bottom one, it focuses on people and process. It looks very much like Scrum or Agile. Is that the case?
No.
Are there more questions on Agile?
People management is done in Agile process as well as predictive model, also waterfall model, IT industry, textile industry. See, this PMP is taken by not just by Agile people, right? IT industry people. They are only small segment, maybe 10% people. So PMP is for all the people across the globe in all the industries. So they won't confine themselves to one industry, one domain, one technology, and they won't get into the technicalities of one industry or one domain. They will frame the questions around the project management aspects. That I can assure you.
It seemed more like outcome oriented rather than process oriented, which is why I was asking that question.
Not outcome. I think how now if at all you are following a change-driven approach, change-driven project. Now, how the people are managed in that? How many people are there? For a Scrum team, how many people are there in a Scrum team? So how they meet up, daily Scrum calls. So those things you will learn. Huh? Okay. Na? And again, having said that, you won't get direct questions from people management. See, tomorrow when you sit in the examination, my dear friends, and when you read the question, you won't see this question is from people domain. Okay. From integration management. Okay. From planning process group. Okay. You won't do that. Actually, it will be an integration of all these aspects and they will frame the questions. Now, how they will frame the questions, let me tell you. You are working in a change-driven project in an agile environment, and this is the risk you have faced during execution phase. Now, how to deal with this risk? Now tell me whether it is from risk management knowledge area or whether it is from plan-driven approach or change-driven approach, huh? Or whether it is from which process groups. Actually, they have integrated everything, right, my dear friend? So it can't be separated, segregated. When they frame the questions, they will integrate all these aspects and they will ask you the question. Point one. Okay. And when we study this PMP also, it has to be studied as a whole package. Entire book you need to have knowledge. It's not like you read one chapter and get complete knowledge on that. And you get expertised on that. Because everything is interrelated. Everything is interrelated. Knowledge areas, they are interrelated. Process groups, they are interrelated. Huh? Processes are plan-driven, change-driven, all these things are interrelated. So we will study this as a package. So having said that, when you master these books, that is Rita Mulcair book, subject is same, the publishers are different. So when you master this subject, you will be able to answer all those questions. Now, how to master that subject, I will tell you. I will teach you. Okay, now?
Understood.
Good. Good question. Super, brilliant. Now let's dive into the subjects. Chalo. Chapter number 1, introduction and the environment in which project operates. Let's start with a very basic thing, project. I'm sure you might have heard this word a million times and uttered this word a million times, isn't it? But do you actually know what exactly project means? What exactly project means? Let's see. The definition of a project. We'll start with a very basic thing, that is a project definition of project. Examples of project. Project is a temporary endeavor with a beginning and an end. It creates unique product, service, or a result. Examples are developing an online portal for selling flowers, construction of a multi-story tower, setting up of a new branch of bank. This is about project. Now, friends, going with this example, see what it says, examples and definition. Going with this definition, is your PMP certification a project or not? What it says, it's a temporary endeavor with a beginning and end. It creates unique product, service, or a result. Now tell me, is your PMP certification a project or not?
Yes, it is.
Of course,
Very
it is.
good. So it is a temporary thing. We are not going to do it forever. You have started or initiated on 4th of November. And you will be finishing somewhere in the month of January or February. Though we haven't decided the end date yet, but you will decide in due course of time. So it has a beginning and end, and it creates a unique result for you. Brilliant. Nice. One more question. Going with this example, is life a project or not?
Certainly has a starting and an end.
Okay.
But does it create a unique product?
You have created
or a service?
Come on, you have created. Just look into your house. You have created your own unique product.
Yeah. The home itself would be a product then.
Sorry?
The home itself would be a product then.
Or your kids.
Yep.
Okay, so you have created your own unique product, service, or a result. Now, friends, be it be your project which you are doing. Now, what the point I want to convey is, be it be the project that you are doing in your organization, be it be PMP certification project, or B2B your life, all our projects. Don't you think you need to follow some processes, procedures, policies, rules, regulations, guidelines to be successful?
Yes.
Yes. Now, if it is a life, there are certain wonderful books and wonderful preachers also, okay, that teaches us how to lead a life, how to be successful. See, everybody leads a life, but some are more successful, some are moderately successful, some are utter failures. How? How come? Because the successful people follow certain rules, regulations, guidelines, processes, procedures, tools, techniques, all those things they will follow, my dear friends. So that is why they are successful. And there are some books also which teaches us how to lead a life. They are called Bible, they are called Quran, they are called Bhagavad Gita. However, we interpret in a different way. Now that interpretation is also very, very important. That's what I am going to teach you. Similarly, for you to be successful in your project, you need to follow some processes, some procedures, some policies, rules, regulations, guidelines, use some tools, techniques, and these are taught by this Pmp and Rita Mulke, which we will be learning and applying on our project to be successful. See, as I told you, everybody leads a life. Some are successful, some are moderately successful, some are failures. Similarly, most of the people are doing their projects. Some projects are successful, some are moderately successful, some are fails. What could be the reason? The successful projects are done by people who understands the art of project management, who follow certain processes, procedures, and that is what you are going to learn here, my dear friends. You got it right? So it is not about by hearting this definition. Anybody, even your kid can by heart this definition, but they won't ask these questions like this. What is a project and definition? No, you need to understand the depth of this statement. Apply them when you work. Similarly, for our project called PMP, you decided that our PMP certification is a project. Now, why do you think many people they don't pass PMP? First of all, they fail to realize that this itself is a project. When they fail to realize that this is a project, they don't follow any process. They don't use any tools. They don't use any techniques. But now that we realize that PMP certification is a process, is a project, we are going to follow a process. Certain process we are going to follow. We are going to use certain tools and techniques to pass our PMP journey. Okay, now it is clear. Now, when project end state is reached, when its objectives have been achieved, that is a successful scenario. Of course, project is terminated because the objectives are not achieved, unsuccessful scenario. Client wishes to cancel the project, need for the project no longer exists. Under all these circumstances, project end state is reached, either successful or unsuccessful. Okay, now? Then what project can create? Project can create a unique product, a service or a capability to perform a service. Services based projects, metro line projects, flyovers, all this, or e-sevas, portals. Improvement in existing product or service line. So when a major module is attached to an existing project, still you can consider it as a project. For example, cars are running with petrol, diesel, next gas. Now they are running with battery ons, Tesla projects and other. Again, they are new projects. Or a project can create a result. In your case, your PMP certification is a result. So this is about project, my dear friends. We have dissected this project completely, end to end. Now you understand what project means, because the questions are going to be in depth. They won't ask superficially what is project, define project, and you will write the definition of project. No. Okay. Let's read this. So this time we have a question from Mohini. Yes, Mohini, go for it, madam. Mohini, can you change this name? It doesn't look code word. Huh? I feel that you are like a spy agent from
no,
raw agent.
Where do I change that?
Okay, we'll explore that later after the class.
I'm not so used to using Skype. I just get installed yesterday.
No problem, madam. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, you mentioned about two books, right? One is PMBOK, which I have heard about. What's the second book name you mentioned?
Rita Mulke.
How do you spell that?
Rita. Her name is Rita.
Okay.
Rita Mulke. Her name is Rita Mulke. My best teacher, my guru.
Okay.
Her name is on the screen in the Excel document.
Excel document is there. Huh? Okay. Rita Mulke is there.
Okay.
Here it is.
I think it's already
Favorite
open on
teacher.
top. It was open a second ago.
I'm like Ekalavya Shisha of her. She doesn't know me, she doesn't saw me, but I am a great admirer of her. Ekalavya Shisha. See, this is the book.
Okay, thank you. Got it.
Now that we have taken her name, let me tell something about her. She is no more. She has started her RMC Corporation, Rita Mulke Corporation, that company. Yeah. So this is the most popular book, my dear friends. Out of every 100 people who pass PMP, 70% people they read this Rita Mulke book. 70%. And in my days, I just read Rita Mulke to pass PMP because somebody told that Rita Mulke book is very good. You read that. And my situation was so pathetic in those days that I don't even know that there is a book called PMBOK, which is prescribed by PMI, the organization which conducts this examination. Just before 1 week before, somebody told, "Did you read PMBOK?" Now I asked, what is that PMBOK? He said, "Come on, that is a book prescribed by PMI." Then I applied my common sense. Subject should be the same, right? Publishers are different. Now, if I understand the subject end to end, I should be able to crack the examination. And I read Rita Mulke 5 times end to end. And I practiced around 8,000 questions. So I was confident with my understanding on the subject and I cracked it. Now people are so intelligent. They know the versions. What is the current version, upcoming version, previous version, which is the best version, all these things they know. Okay, no? So don't worry. You got customized material, which is wherein I made sure that you spend relatively less time, and you get more knowledge and things get easy for you. So I can reduce your effort, my dear friends. I can reduce your effort to some extent, but I can't zero down your effort. If I can zero down your effort and make sure you pass PMP, I won't charge you 20K. I will charge you 2 lakhs or 5 lakhs. Okay, now you got my point, right? So I can reduce your effort. Consider, because in my days I took 3 months, 19 days to pass PMP by preparing at the rate of 6 to 8 hours per day. Now what I'm asking you is prepare for 2 to 3 months at the rate of 2 to 3 hours. And IIT people, IIM people, they will crack in 1 month also, 1.5 month. They have a different pedigree, that's okay. So common people, we will take 2 to 3 months. If you prepare for 2 to 3 hours consistently, but then don't take breaks in between. Good question, madam. See, one question is giving you so much of information. So I encourage you to ask doubts. Chalo, this is done, right? Shall we read this once? All these things, huh? I told you, right? It's an interactive session. So Anwar has read. Imran will continue. Imran, can you please read this slide once again for us, sir, so that we will understand better? Just read this slide and we will concentrate to understand when you read.
Yeah, project is a temporary endeavor with a beginning and an end. Creates a unique product, service, or result. Example, developing an online portal for selling flowers. Construction of a multi-story tower, set up for a new branch of a bank. And project end state is reached when its objectives have been achieved. Project is terminated because the objectives are not achieved. Client wishes to cancel the project. Need for the project no longer exists. Okay. A project can create a product, a service, or capability to perform a service. Improvement in existing product or service line, a result.
Okay, cool. Thank you, sir. So this is about project. Now let's try to understand what is project management. The application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the project requirements. So you are applying your knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities. In order to apply, you need to have them, right, my dear friends? You need to have that required knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques from where you are going to get this knowledge or gain this knowledge. Here, right here, by attending my classes or preparing for this PMP journey, PMP certification, you are going to gain that knowledge. Learn those skills and tools and techniques, which eventually you are going to apply your project activities to meet the project requirements. So this can be accomplished through appropriate application and integration of 49 logically grouped project management processes in following 5 process groups. What are those? In initiating, in planning, in executing, in monitoring and controlling, and in closing. Also, project management includes identifying the requirements of your project, addressing the needs, concerns, and expectations of your stakeholders. Set up, maintain, and carry out communication with your stakeholders. Managing your stakeholders to meet the project requirements and create project deliverables, and balance the competing project constraints. What does this mean? Did you understand this statement? These are self-explanatory. If you read, you can understand, right? Identify the requirements, address the needs of your stakeholders, carrying communication with your stakeholders, managing stakeholders. These are simple, straightforward. What does this statement means, my dear friends? Did you understand this statement? See, in PMP, to pass PMP, you need to understand each and every word and every statement. Every word and every statement. Okay, now let's break down this statement into parts, word by word. Constraints. What is the meaning of constraints?
Limitations.
Huh?
Limitations. Limitations.
Very good, very good. Limitations. Now, project constraints. What are the limitations on the project you have when it comes to project?
Risk.
Cost.
Risk. Very good. Cost. Risk. Cost. Yes.
Resource.
Resources. Very good.
Skills. Skill sets.
Skill sets. Yes.
Infrastructure.
Okay. Okay.
Competition. Changing environment.
Changing environment. Yes. All these are limitations, constraints.
Timelines.
Timelines. Schedules. Very good. Cost. Budget. Scope. Very good. See, when you are working on a project, you have time constraints, cost constraints, scope, quality, resource, risk, customer satisfaction. These are all constraints, limitations within which you need to complete the project, because no project manager in the world will be given with unlimited time, unlimited money, unlimited resources to work at its own convenience. No, there are limitations, there are boundaries within which you need to complete this project. This is where your skill or your art of project management comes into picture. And this is what we are going to learn. Okay, so you are going to balance all these things and complete the project within these limitations. This will be decided at the beginning itself, right upfront. For our PMP project, for my training, it is decided 4 weekends. I need to complete that within the timelines. And I need to cover all the scope, isn't it? So similarly, for your, this is where most of the projects fail, project managers fail, isn't it? Now these three are called triple constraints: time, cost, and scope. They are very important. Any change in one aspect will have a drastic impact on other aspects. If you change the timelines, if you reduce it, it will have an impact on cost and scope. If you increase the scope, it will have an impact on cost and timelines. So these are triple constraints. They may ask in the examination, what are triple constraints? Time, cost, and scope. So you need to balance them and complete them. Complete the project within this given limitations. So this is about project management. Now you understand project management in detail. Now let's read it once again for a better understanding. Mohini, you still have questions, madam, or was this what previous one?
No, that was previous.
Just click on this hand icon. You will sit in your place. Yes. Very good.
I tried changing that name, but it's not allowing me. Maybe because I'm using my office laptop.
That's okay. That's okay. We will consider the. Okay. I think you can read this slide, so that you will understand better. Just read this slide, and we will concentrate and focus on when you read this. Yes, madam. Go for it.
Sure. What is project management? The application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the project requirements, accomplished through the appropriate application and integration of the 49 logically grouped project management processes in following 5 process groups: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. Project management includes identifying requirements, address needs, concerns, and expectations of stakeholders, set up, maintain, and carry out communication among stakeholders, manage stakeholders to meet project requirements and create project deliverables, balance the completing project constraints.
Super. So this is our project management. Next, we will try to understand the difference between project and operations. I can tell in simple words, my dear friends. That is, project is a one-time activity wherein you do it only once. Operations is a repeated activity doing the same thing again and again and again, but that won't help you. In examination, the questions will be in depth. So you need to understand this concept in depth. Okay? No, to understand this better. I will give you an example, simple example. Let's say the BMW car manufacturing company wants to manufacture a car that runs with solar energy, sunlight. So far cars are running with petrol, diesel, gas. One day this will finish, everything will be done. Or now it is recently battery. Next generation, next level generation, that is sunlight. So as long as the sun is there, obviously earth will be there, so the energy will be there, no problem. So they decided to develop a car that runs with sunlight, solar energy. If you park your car in sunlight, it will absorb the sunlight, get itself charged, and it will run. Same concept they will apply to the satellites that runs out of solar system, right? I mean out of our planet, or mission Mangalyaan robots. Same technology. From where they will get the source of energy, sunlight. Same technology they want to apply to the cars. Chalo, they have initiated the project, planned it, executed, monitored and controlled, and closed it successfully. In that process, they might have done integration management, scope management, schedule management, cost management, resource management, risk management, communication management, stakeholder management, procurement management, quality management, everything they have done and developed this wonderful car that runs with solar energy. And they displayed in various auto expo showrooms across the globe. New York, New Delhi, New Jersey, Paris, Geneva, London, Tokyo, etc. And they started a great demand for these cars. People started demanding these cars and they started manufacturing car number 2, car number 3, 10, 20, 100, 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh and so on and so forth. See friends, here the first car they manufactured is a project. From second car onwards, it is an operations because they are doing the same thing, repeating the activities. Okay, now? Now, going with my explanation and with my example, just now you said that your PMP certification is a project which is a one-time activity. What about my PMP trainings, my dear friends? Is it a project or operations?
Operations.
Yes, I'm doing the same thing, repeating the same thing again and again. Now you know how I produce these many PMPs because for me it is an operations. To me, to produce the first PMP, it literally took 6 or 7 months. At that time, it was a project for me. Now it's an operations. I know the formula. I apply that on all of you. You will pass me. On a weekly basis, we are making PMPs. Okay, na? Now,
So
consider my example. Yes, we have a question, I guess. Yes, sir, Madhav.
PMP training, so far as students, it is a project, right? For you, it is
from your point of view, it's a project. For me, that's what I told you, right? What about me? For me, it is a operations. Nilesh, you have anything to add, sir?
No, sir. No.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah.
So this is how it is. Now let's read this, my dear friends. Keep my example in view, whatever the example, and read this point by point, point by point. You will understand better. Again, I repeat, the questions will be in depth. Okay, na? You will get confused also. Madhava, go for it, sir. Read this statement and this statement. This and this, you will understand better. Project.
You want me to read each statement comparatively, right?
Okay. Compare both and read.
Project. The purpose of a project is to attain its objective and then end.
Very good. Then operations.
Operations. The objective of an ongoing operation is to sustain the business.
1 second. The purpose of a project is to attain its objective. The day you pass your PMP examination, the project is done and it is ended. Now, coming to my, what is that? My operations. The objective of an operation is sustain the business. Continuing with the business. Continuing. Repeating the same thing. Next.
Project is catalyst for change. Operation is maintaining status quo.
So don't you think PMP certification happening to your life is a catalyst for change in a professional career? Yes, it is. Don't you think a car that runs with solar energy is a revolution in automobile industry? Yes, it is. It is a catalyst for change. Operations is maintaining the same status quo. This month I will take 1 weekend batch. Next month also I will take 1 more weekend batch. Maintaining the same status quo. Repeating. Next.
Project concludes when its specific objectives are attained.
Very good.
Operations adopt a new set of objectives And the work continues.
And the work continues. See, project concludes when it's the day you pass your PMP certification, your PMP project is concluded. That's it. Operations adopt a new set of objectives. For me to make at least one PMP was my objective. Mission 1, then mission 100, mission 200, now it is mission 1000. So I am adapting a new set of objectives and the work is being continued. Next.
Okay. Does have a project does have a definitive start and end date.
Very good. Next.
Operations does not have an end date.
See, does have a definitive start date. Today, the 4th of November, you have initiated your project definitive start date, and one fine day you will be cracking your PMP examination. You will fix that. So we haven't decided now, but you will in due course of time you will fix it. So this is as a definitive start date and end date. Myself, as long as I'm healthy, and as long as there is a demand for PMP, it will not end. We don't know. Huh? Okay, na? Next. Examples.
Examples. Project. Developing a new product or service. Discovery of a new thing.
Discovery of a new drug. Recently, they discovered a new drug that to deal with the coronavirus.
Operations example.
So they did it. Once they discovered, now it is in operations phase. They are manufacturing in billions and billions, and they've been giving to everybody, right? Whereas coming to cancer and AIDS, it is still in project.
Yeah. Operations example. Production support services. Claims processing, monthly payroll, verification of new applications.
These are all repetitive things, right, my dear friends? Repetitive activities, same. Yeah. That's it. Now you completely dissected project and operations. Next, project management. Once again, we will see this project management, my dear friends. Once again, because this is going to be our bread and butter for rest of our life. So let's be thorough with this, at least in the definition part. The application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities in order to meet stakeholders' needs and expectations from a defined project, balancing the following things. So you are applying your knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet your stakeholders' needs and expectations. Balancing the following things. What are those? Scope, time, cost, quality, resource, risk, all these aspects. Stakeholders' expectations, requirements. By the way, what are these called? We have used a specific terminology for this. What are these called, my dear friends? They are called
triple constraints.
Not triple constraints. Time, cost, and scope are called triple constraints, but everything, all of them are called
Constraints.
Constraints. Very good. They are called constraints. Balancing these constraints. Super. I will take your question, Nataraj. Then comes project program management. To understand this better, I will give you one example. Let's say you are the CEO of a company and you have n number of projects happening in your organizations. Projects on different technologies, Java technology, .NET technology, or SAP, different technologies. Or projects on different domains, gaming domain, banking domain, supply chain management domain, insurance domain, retail domain, etc. So as a CEO, you thought instead of doing these projects independently, individually, separately, wherein you need to have a separate project manager, separate team, why not I club all the similar or related projects into one program and do them? So all the .NET projects into one program, all the Java projects into one program, all the gaming domain projects into one program, all the retail domain projects into one program, and you started doing this. By doing so, you can have one program manager assisted by one or two project managers. Here you can exchange the resources. So the advantage of having this type of setup is economies of scale, cost cutting, effective management, improved management, decrease of overall risks. So this is called program management. And you know what? Just like you have certification for project management, it is called PMP, PMI, PMP certification. You have a certification for program management also. It is called PMI, PGMP. How many PMPs are there in the world? Anybody? Do you have any knowledge? How many PMPs are there in the world? Guess. See, first thing I did when I wanted to do PMP certification was Googled for knowing how many PMPs are there in the world in the year 2016. And in those days it was 6 lakhs. I thought, 6 lakhs is a decent number. I can be at least a part of those 6 lakhs. Because in those days in Hyderabad itself, the employee workforce was 4.5 lakhs. So around the world, there are 6 lakhs in those days. Now how many? Anybody can guess? Now this number should inspire you, my dear friends, because you are going to part of that number, that elite group.
1 million around.
1 million, Mohini. Yes, around 1 million. So you are going to be part of that 1 million. And workforce could be 1 billion also, more than 1 billion. So you are going to be part of that 1 million. And program managers, I think it will be around 6,000 or so. I think hardly. Okay, now I'll take the question from Nataraj before we go further. Nataraj, go for it, sir. Your doubt, your question.
Sir, if you can go back to the slide number 14, where we have project and operations. I understand about the difference between the project and operations, but where does this operation changes to which bucket it falls into, project or operations? So for example, if there is a change in the operations that needs to be incorporated in the, in the manufacturing line, for example. So where does that fit here?
It will come under change request. If it is a major module, it may come under project. Okay, if it is a, let's say you manufactured a car, same BMW car. So now that you have changed from battery, petrol, diesel to solar energy, obviously it is a major thing, right? It's
right.
Now you must start manufacturing. While you are manufacturing, the speed is less. You want to increase the speed of it. So you have installed some device in it. You have to install some device. So that is a change request that comes under change request or enhancement. So that won't come under project. It comes under change request. Point 1. Another thing I will tell you. So discovery of a new drug. So you took 7 months, 8 months or 1 year, 1.5 years to discover a drug called for COVID vaccination. Now that is a project. After testing successfully, then you are manufacturing in millions and billions. Isn't it? Now it is in operations mode. You got it, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Shall we read this once again, this slide, so that we will understand better? And if you have any questions, you can ask me. Get all your doubts clarified here itself, my dear friends. Because my intention is, my training should give you at least 80%, 80 to 90% clarity on this subject. And by following this strategy, by getting all your doubts clarified, I explaining you with examples, you reading this once again. So you will, most of the subject you will understand in the class itself. So that when you start reading Rita Mulki or PMBOK on your own, you can skim through those pages. It should be a cakewalk for you. Okay? So concentrate and focus. We'll ask Madhav as a question. Madhav, go for it, sir.
When you said we going through this subject once again, are you sharing a PDF copy of this, because the lettering is...
Search, sir. The day you enrolled, you got access to all these things. Just search with my mail ID, umakant111. You will get a mail from you giving access permission. So I have put all this in Google Drive, and I give you access. From this, you can download. Okay?
Okay.
You got it. 2 minutes. Shall we read this? Yeah? Madhav, I don't think you have it read, right? So, did you read? I think just now you read. Sorry, Madhav. We'll ask Nataraj to continue. Nataraj, can you please read this slide, sir, once again for us so that we can understand better?
Sure, sir. Project management, the application of the knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities in order to meet stakeholder needs and expectations from a defined project, balancing the following: scope, time, cost, and quality, stakeholders' expectations, requirements, needs versus unidentified requirements, which is basically the expectations. Project management. A program is a group of related projects. By grouping related projects into a program, an organization can coordinate the management of those projects. The program approach focuses on the interdependencies between the projects and may help achieve decreased risk, economies of scale, and improved management.
Super. So this is about program management, project management. So friends, here we will take a short little break for 15 minutes, have a tea or a coffee, get ourselves refreshed, re-energize ourselves, and we will resume our journey. So it is around 9:35, right? 9:35, 9:34. 15 minutes break means 9:50 we will come back and we will resume our journey. Is that okay for you? Get yourself refreshed, have a tea, coffee break, and come back. We will resume our journey. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you after.
Okay.
Thank you.
You should not log out and stay here, right?
Just stay on the call.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
13. Thank you. I'm back. We'll wait for a minute. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. 9:50. So let's continue the journey. So you have learned about project management, program management, and one step ahead of that is portfolio management. So to understand this better, again, I will give you one more example. Let's take the examples of Tata Group, Reliance Group. This Reliance Group are into different portfolios, right? Reliance companies, Reliance Oil and Natural Gas, Reliance Textiles, Reliance Telecommunications, Reliance Entertainment, Reliance Retail Sector and all. There are different portfolios. Again, under each portfolio, you will have programs which have similar or related projects. Or again, you may have projects which are not similar or related. So in a way, you can consider portfolio as a combination of programs which have similar or related projects, or projects which are not similar but comes under same portfolio, and other related work means operational work. Okay, and just like you have project managers, PMPs for projects, program managers, PGMPs for programs, you have portfolio managers, PFMPs. So there is a certification for PFMPs or portfolio management also. It is called PFMP. And how many PFMPs are there in the world, you know? Hardly in hundreds. 400 or 500 PFMPs are there. Of course, there will be many portfolio managers, just like project managers, there will be many portfolio managers, program managers, but I am talking about PMI certified portfolio managers. And again, having this type of setup, what is the advantage? Optimum utilization of resources, economies of scale, cost cutting, budgeting, enhances benefits to the organization, reduces overall risk, effective management, effective flow of communication. All these things are advantages of portfolio management. Fine. Take a screenshot of this diagram in your brain, in your mind. You may get questions on this diagram. Okay, try to understand this diagram. We'll ask Nilesh to continue. Nilesh, can you please read this theory, sir, so that we can understand this better?
Sure, sir. So portfolio management. Portfolio includes a group of programs, individual projects, and other related operational work that are prioritized and implemented to achieve a specific strategic business goal. As with program management, combining the projects, programs, and operations into one or more portfolios helps optimize the use of resources, enhances the benefits to organization, and reduces the risk.
Reduces risk. Now, friends, don't you think in order to manage these projects, programs, portfolios, you need to have a framework? Framework in the sense which will give directions on how to manage these portfolios, programs, and projects. So it will tell us how to prioritize them, how to manage them, how to execute them, and how to measure to best achieve the strategic goals of the organization, just like you have .NET framework, automation testing frameworks. So these frameworks, what they do, they give you directions on how to manage, execute, to prioritize these programs, portfolios, and projects. You want to see how this framework looks? Typical framework, OPM. OPM is a framework which provides directions on how to manage projects, programs, and portfolios. See, here it is the framework, and this will be done by your PMO, Project Management Office. PMO. So here you have the framework. This is how it looks. OPM, Organization Project Management. It's an umbrella. Under this umbrella, it provides strategic framework to use and guide portfolios, programs. So under OPM, you have portfolio management, program management, and project management list. This is how it looks. Now, if this framework is evolved or matured, so some organizations have evolved framework or matured framework, just like organizations have their maturity model, right? Capability maturity model, CMM level 1, CMM level 2, CMM level 3. Similarly, if this framework is evolved or matured, it is called OPM 3. OPM 3. So this is called Organization Project Management Maturity Model, MMM. It is designed to help organizations determine their level of maturity in project management or portfolio program management. OPM 3. So if the framework is evolved or matured, it is called OPM 3. Coming to PMIS, Project Management Information System. Day in, day out, you are interacting with this PMIS, my difference. Just that you don't realize that they are called PMIS. Now, what are these PMIS? Any automated tools that you are using on your projects, like scheduling softwares, configuration management system, shared workspaces for file storage and distribution, even this Google Drive, which I am using to share the data and all. This comes under PMIS. Shared workspace, work authorization software, time tracking. So when you log in, log out to your organization, your time will be tracked. Procurement management softwares, repositories for storing historical information, databases. So all these things comes under PMS. Any automated. For that matter, even this Skype tool, it's an automated tool that we are using for our project called PMP certification for our communication purpose. It comes under PMS. So any automated tool that you will be using on your project comes under PMS. Clear? So let's recap on this stuff once again. This time, Surya will continue. Surya, go for it, sir.
Sure. So, organizational project management, OPM. OPM essentially serves as a guide or driver for these and other organizational practices. It is a framework for keeping the organization as a whole focused on the overall strategy. OPM provides direction for how portfolios, programs, projects, and other organizational work should be prioritized, managed, executed, and measured to best achieve the strategic goals. OPM 3. This is called Organizational Project Management Maturity Model. This is designed to help organizations determine their level of maturity in project management. Project Management Information System, PMIS, an organization's project management information system is part of its enterprise environmental factors. The PMIS includes automated tools such as scheduling software, a configuration management system, shared workspaces for file storage or distribution, work authorization software, time tracking software, and procurement management software, plus repositories for historical information.
Historical information. Super. Next topic is PMO, Project Management Office. Most of you may have interacted with this PMO, or you may have heard about this, or you may be part of this PMO also, some of you. So this PMO, that is Project Management Office, centralizes and standardizes the management of projects, programs, and portfolios within your organization. Some organizations may refer to this as Portfolio Management Office also. Either way, it is PMO only. And depending on their roles or responsibilities, PMO can take any of these forms. That is supportive, controlling, and directive, depending on their roles and responsibilities. And depending on the size of the organization, this PMO will be described. Industry they are into, size of the organization, or how big the organization, all these factors will determine. Now, taking one by one, supportive type of PMO. Small companies, product-based companies, they may follow this supportive type of PMO, wherein this supportive type of PMO will provide policies, methodologies, templates, and lessons learned for managing projects within an organization, and it typically exercises low level of control over projects. This is supportive type of PMO. This is a departmental unit value effects. So PMO, group of people. Next, coming to controlling type of PMO, mid-level organizations. They will follow this controlling type of PMO, wherein their roles and responsibilities will include providing support and guidance in organization on how to manage programs, projects, trains others in project management and project management softwares, assist with the specific project management tools. You can go and fetch these tools from controlling type of PMO. Ensures compliance to organizational practices. That means you should follow those rules and regulations. It will make sure that it typically has moderate level of control over projects. This is about controlling type of PMO. Coming to directive type of PMO, big companies, services-based companies, they may follow this controlling type of PMO. Directive type of PMO. Services-based companies, big companies. So a directive type of PMO provides project managers, project resource for different projects and is responsible for the results of those projects. All projects are projects of certain size, type, or influenced and managed by this directive type of PMO only. They have more authority, more responsibility. A directive type of PMO has high level of control over projects. So these are the different types of PMOs, and depending on their roles and responsibilities, they are categorized into 3 forms. Okay. Now let's try to understand PMO in general. What does they do? The general roles and responsibilities. So PMO is a departmental unit within an organization. It is not a single person. The PMO may manage the interdependencies among projects, programs, and portfolios, integrate information from all projects to assess whether the organization is achieving its strategic goals. It will provide resources to various projects. It will recommend the termination of projects when it feels that those projects are no longer doing any good to the organization. Such is the power of PMO. It can even terminate the projects. Monitor compliance with organizational processes. That means they will check whether these projects and project managers are following organization rules, regulations, guidelines, and all. Help gather lessons learned and make them available to other projects. So when you are working on certain projects, you will learn some lessons. So PMO will capture those lessons learned and it will make them available for other projects, future projects. You can go to PMO to get the templates that are required for your project, such as work breakdown structure, project management plan, project charter, risk register, stakeholder register. So you can go and fetch these templates from your PMO. Provide guidance and project governance. Provide centralized communication about the projects to all its stakeholders. Be more heavily involved during project initiating than later in the project. This is when the PMO will decide the constraints of the project. The PMO will decide project scope statement. PMO will decide the project manager. So it is more heavily involved during initiating. Later it will hand over the project to the project manager. He, along with his team, will take it forward. Be part of change control board CCB to deal with change requests. So PMO is part of CCB change control board. PMO is a key stakeholder and PMO will prioritize the project. What projects has to be done first, what projects has to be done next. All this prioritization of projects is done by PMO. Easy? Make sense? By the way, anybody part of PMO in our team? Anybody part of PMO?
I am.
Ujjwal is part of. Very good, sir. Good to know. Anybody interacts with PMO? You interact to get your things done? Frequent interaction with PMO?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, yes.
And how many
Yes,
of you have PMOs in your organization? How many of you have PMOs?
Yes, I have.
I have.
I have, sir. I have.
Yeah, even we have.
I think so. This process-oriented organizations will have this PMOs. Huh? Okay, now. Good to know. Chalo, friends. Let's recap all this stuff once again for better understanding. So yes, read. Ujjwal will finish it off. Ujjwal, go for it, sir.
Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Clear and low. Very clear.
Okay. You want me to read the whole thing, right?
Yes, whole thing, so that we can understand better whatever we missed.
Project Management Office. The Project Management Office, PMO, centralizes and standardizes the management of projects. Some organizations refer to this as Portfolio Management Office. PMO can take one of the several different forms, including supportive. A supportive PMO provides the policies, methodologies, templates, and lessons learned for managing projects within the organization. It typically exercises a low level of control over projects. Controlling PMO. A controlling PMO provides support and guidance to the organization on how to manage projects, trains others in project management and project management software, assists with specific project management tools, and ensures compliance to organizational practices. It typically has a moderate level of control over projects. A directive PMO provides project managers for different projects and is responsible for results of those projects. All projects or projects of certain size, type, or influence are managed by this office. A directive PMO has a high level of control over projects.
Super. Continue, sir.
Sorry, should I continue?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. The PMO is a departmental unit within an organization. It is not a single person. The PMO may manage the interdependencies among projects, programs, and portfolios, integrate information from all projects to assess whether the organization is achieving its strategic objectives, help provide resources, recommend the termination of projects when appropriate, monitor compliance and organizational processes, help gather lessons learned and make them available to other projects, provide templates, example for work breakdown structures or communication management plans, provide guidance and project governance, provide centralized communication about the projects, be more heavily involved during project initiating than later in the project, be a part of change control board, be a stakeholder, and prioritize projects.
Super. So this is about PMO. Then comes constraints. Constraints, as we have already seen, constraints are the limitations or the limiting factors which limits the ability of a project manager. And what are those limitations? When you are working on a project, you have time constraints, cost constraints, scope, quality, resource, risk, stakeholder satisfaction. So as a project manager, you need to juggle between all of them, balance them, and take it forward as a cohesive whole. And as I told you, no project manager in the world will be given with unlimited time, unlimited money, unlimited resources to work at his own convenience. There are limitations, there are boundaries within which you need to complete your project. And these are called constraints, limitations. And these three, as I told you, they are called triple constraints. Time, cost, and scope are called triple constraints. They are very important. Any change in one aspect will have a drastic impact on other aspects of the project. Now comes the stakeholders. Friends, anybody, can you define stakeholders? What you understand by stakeholders? Stakeholders, anybody?
Stakeholders can be internal or external. So
Okay.
internal stakeholders are basically everybody who's involved with the project directly or indirectly. So it could be a PMO office, it could be one resource, it could be the developers in a software project, QA, or a product owner. And apart from the management, even the finance team and everybody. And external stakeholders will be basically the client and the end customers.
Have you read this book and came to the class, Mohini?
No.
So basically, all those are who.
See,
yeah.
Now what I want to convey is PMP is not an alien subject, not a rocket science, my dear friends.
Correct. Yeah.
So all that you already know it in a way or two, but it's just that you are learning in a refined way. You are associating, correlating. That's it. It's not a different subject. It's what you have been doing from past. That's why to align your understanding with the stuff PMS understanding. That is what you are doing. Alignment, refining. It's not an alien subject. That's why it is taken by senior managers, right? You need that experience to take this. Huh? So that is most of the things you know it by default. If I conduct the examination today also, you will score 50% marks, 50. And 50, unfortunately, 50 is not pass marks. 70% is what you need. For that additional 20%, you are attending my classes and preparing. Okay, now? Good one, madam. I will take the question from Nataraj before I go further. Nataraj, go for it, sir. Your question, your doubt.
Sir, if you can go back to the slide, please, where we have the supportive control and directive slide.
Okay.
So here in the directive PMO, there they have the rights to either even call for the project. They can terminate the project. Yes. But whether the finance and sales teams is also a part of PMO, because most of the decisions can be driven from the sales or it can be from the marketing.
People from finance department, they will have a representation. Not entire finance department, they will have a representation from finance department. It could be the senior manager.
Okay. So it means that the PMO is going to get the report from finance, but okay.
They will have their own stake. Finance department, they will have their own representative. HR department could be there. So that's why if you do this PMP certification, irrespective of you being from HR department, finance department, technical department, you can at least find a job in PMO, right? You can be part of PMO. Wherein you can have a bird's eye view on how the projects are being managed. You will have your own stake. You will have your own contribution. Okay, na?
Okay. So my second question is, when it comes to the supportive and controlling PMO type, it says that in the organization, is it mandatory to have in the organization, or it can be from an external third-party support also to get the PMO support?
I don't think so. I haven't heard about that. But within the organization, people from different departments or subject matter expertise or senior employees, they form this department, PMO department.
Okay. Okay.
To check the performance of the projects, to monitor projects, to support the projects. External, I don't think so. External, they don't have clear knowledge on what the things are happening internally, right?
Yeah. The reason why I asked is there are certain companies where they're going to write the process QMS for an organization.
They may hire consultants to set up their process. Once they are set up, they are consultants only, right? They will take their support and have their own PMOs.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Ujjwal has something to add.
I have a related question. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Please.
The question is, in my previous organization, we were the directive kind of PMO, I think. I'm not exactly sure. I want to tell you what we did. And based on that, maybe it's a combination. I don't know. So I used to work for Dell and we had clients.
Yes.
So all of these clients would have their own PMOs. And I was a part of the PMO team with Dell.
Okay.
So we were provided as project managers to individual projects, which makes us a directive PMO. But we didn't have a super high level control of the project itself. It was mostly driven by the client. So and the client, we would typically give the methodologies, the templates, and all the organization charts, how the reports and all those things. So we are kind of a supporting PMO and kind of a directive PMO. So is there a hard and fast rule that it has to be one or the other?
Beautiful question.
Can it be? Can it span through three?
This statement I have missed you. In fact, in real time, you may not find exactly as it is. It could be a hybrid model, a combination of all these things. Because these organizations, they are not reading PMP subject and they are forming their PMOs, right? As per their flexibility or feasibility, they form their PMOs. Isn't it? So it could be a mixture of all these things, combination.
But what does PMI actually state? As in real life is kind of different from PMI, as you said before.
PMI.
The ideal scenario. The
ideal scenario. That's what ideal scenario is. What they say, we are following a real-time scenario, realistic scenario. Depending on your flexibility, feasibility, you will have it and you will refine it also. The process, you will refine it. Okay, na?
So ideally, it recommends that you have 3 different kinds of PMOs or use one of them.
Ideally, depending on your organization structure and all. But again, it can't be like that, right? Real time, it will be a hybrid mix of all. And
I'm thinking your more in terms of the exam itself.
From examination point of view, you need to learn this and segregate this and give the answers accordingly. But realistically, you may not have this exactly as it is.
Understood.
Stakeholders. As you said, stakeholders are the ones who have an impact on the project in a positive or negative way, or who are impacted by the results of the project in a positive or negative way, are all stakeholders. Now, friends, can you tell me, there is a project going on in Hyderabad, the Hyderabad Metro project, and I am a resident of Hyderabad for your information. Am I the stakeholder for Hyderabad Metro project?
Yes.
Yes, you get benefited from it. So
or
you may lose.
In fact, you can consider it is done for the citizens of Hyderabad, the people of Hyderabad. So I am a key stakeholder. I have an impact on the project and I can be impacted by the project also. So during the construction of the project, they are digging the main roads. If they don't consider me and make an alternate paths for me, I can directly go and put a bill in the High Court. The project will come to a standstill. So before they construct the main roads, they have to make an alternate path for me. That means here the identification of stakeholders and management of stakeholders is so very important. Typically, this job is done by the senior management only. So stakeholder management is very, very important. When you read it, to understand this, it is very easy, but to practically implement it is very difficult. For me, you all are the stakeholders. All my students across the globe who are attending my trainings are the stakeholders of BPM certified. So I need to identify all of you, manage all of you, plan on how to manage all of you, monitor your engagement, all these things I need to do. And stakeholder management is one of the key roles and responsibilities of not just project managers, CEOs. Senior management does this stakeholder management. We will learn in detail. Okay, na? Good. So stakeholders are any people or organization whose interest may be positively or negatively impacted by the project or its product. They may include project managers, customers, performing organization, owners, sponsors, project team, internal, external to the project, end users, society, citizens, owners, funders, suppliers, contractors, regulators. All of them or any of them can be stakeholders, depending on their influence, impacts on the project or by the project. Super. You still have any questions, sir, or was this for previous one? Ujjwal? Okay. If you have any questions, you can unmute and ask. Otherwise, you can click on this hand icon.
That was for the previous one.
Just click on this hand icon. You will sit in your place. Okay, good. So we'll ask Anwar to continue. Anwar, can you please recap these 2 slides, sir, for us to understand better? Constraints and stakeholders.
Sure, sir. Constraints. As a project manager, you must juggle many things on a project, including project constraints like time, cost, risk, scope, quality, resources, customer satisfaction, and any other factors that limit options. For example, the date a milestone deliverable is due, the date by which the project must be completed, and the maximum allowable risk a project is allowed to have, all are constraints.
Very good.
And stakeholders are any people or organizations whose interest may be positively or negatively impacted by the project or its product. They can include project managers, customers, sponsor, performing organizations, owners, project team, internal or external to the projects, end users, society, citizens, others such as owner, funder, supplier, contractors, and regulators.
Very good. Next is organizational structure. So friends, depending on the size of the organization, the way they operate, typically these organizations or industry specific industry or projects they develop, typically these organizations are categorized into 3 forms: functional, projectized, and matrix. Okay, let's take one by one. Functional. Typically, manufacturing companies, or if it is an IT industry, product-based companies, they may follow this functional structure, wherein the entire organization is divided into different functions or departments. For example, if it is a manufacturing company, they will have accounting department, marketing department, manufacturing department, HR department, etc. If it is an IT industry, IT product-based company, they may have Java department, .NET department, testing department, recruitment department, HR department, etc. And each department is headed by a functional manager. More powers are with this functional manager only. And the resources are confined to their department. They do their departmental work. If required, they may call upon to contribute to project work. Otherwise, they are confined to their departmental work only. Okay. And information, if information or communication has to be conveyed from one department to other department, the resources will be conveying their information to their boss, that is functional manager, who in turn will convey to other department heads, other functional managers. They will convey to their resources. This is how communication or information flows. So this is about functional structure. Coming to projectized structure, mostly services-based companies, they follow this projectized structure, wherein the entire organization is divided into different projects. Each project has got its own project manager, project team, who will be working for a particular client or a customer. They are billable resources. Here, more powers are with project manager. Okay. Once the project is completed, they come back to their parent organization, wherein they will be assigned to some other projects, or they will sit on bench for some time. If there are no projects, unfortunately, they have to leave the organization. That is the drawback. Next, taking the best out of both, you have matrix structure, combination of both, hybrid framework, wherein if at all you have a project, You work for a particular client. You are a billable resource. You report to your project manager. Once the project is completed, you come back to your parent organization wherein you have a department to go for. And here you will be doing your departmental work, reporting to your functional manager or competency head. In my case, when I was working for one such matrix organization, once my project is done, I come back to my parent organization. There I had a department to go for. I was a test engineer or software test engineer. So they used to call this department as testing competency. And the boss, functional manager, as competency head. So I used to report to my boss, test manager, competency head, and he used to assign me some departmental work like developing automation test scripts, developing POCs, proof of concepts, or training new college graduates on automation testing and all, testing technology. So what is happening here, my dear friends? Instead of asking your resource to leave the organization, you are making the optimum utilization of your resources. In due course of time, if another project comes, again you will be assigned to that project. So matrix structure. So in my short career of 13-14 years in corporate world, I had the experience of working with the functional structure, projectized, and matrix structure. But at that time, I don't know this particular organization is following this structure because we don't have that bird's eye view, right? We are confined to our own laptop, our own technical work, our own work. Okay. Anyways, now again coming to matrix, there are three categories under matrix: strong matrix, weak matrix, and balanced matrix. Strong matrix is more inclined towards projectized. It has 80% characteristics of projectized, 20% functional, and more powers are with project manager. Weak matrix, the other way around, opposite. 80% functional characters, 20% projectized. More powers are with functional manager. And you have balanced matrix wherein powers are shared, characteristics are shared 50-50. You can consider it that way. And in weak matrix, you are going to find these two roles: project expeditor and project coordinator. Coming to project expeditor, the project expeditor acts primarily as staff assistant and communication coordinator. The expeditor cannot personally make or enforce any decisions. Coming to project coordinator, this position is similar to expeditor, except that the coordinator has some power to make decisions, some authority, and he reports to higher level manager. So these are the two roles you find in weak matrix. If you want, you can go to any job portals and search with this keyword, my dear friends. Expeditor, project expeditor, or you'll find the companies which have openings for these roles. That means those companies are following weak matrix structure. We can assume that way. Okay, let's recap all this stuff once again. If you concentrate and focus. Imran, go for it, sir. Thank you. Please read these two slides. Imran, are you with us? You need to unmute, sir. Click on this button. You will be unmuted. Otherwise, we can't hear you. I think he's not at his desk or some issue with him. So we will get back to him later. Meanwhile, I will pass it on to Mohini. Mohini, can you please read these two slides, madam?
Yes, sure. Organizational structure. The organizational structure will dictate who the project manager goes to for help with resources, how communications must be handled, and many other aspects of project management. One of the main forms of influence is how the company is organized. Functional. This is a common form of organization. Such organizations are grouped by areas of specialization within different functional areas. Example, accounting, marketing, and manufacturing. Projects generally occur within a single department. If information of project work is needed from another department, employees transmit the request to the head of the department, who communicates the request to the other department head. Otherwise, communication stays within the project. Team members complete project work in addition to normal departmental work. Projectized. In a projectized organization, the entire company is organized by projects and the project manager has control of the project. People are assigned and report to a project manager. Team members complete only project work, and when the project is over, they do not have a department to go back to. They need to be assigned to another project or get a job with a different employer. Communication primarily occurs within the project.
Yes. Continue.
Metrics. This form is an attempt to maximize the strength of both the functional and projectized structure. The team members report to two bosses, the project manager and the functional manager. Communication goes from team members to both bosses. Team members do project work in addition to normal departmental work. In a strong matrix, power rests with the project manager. In a weak matrix, power rests with the functional manager. In a balanced matrix, the power is shared between the functional manager and the project manager. The project manager's role in a weak matrix or in a functional organization might be more of a project expediter. The project expediter.
Sorry, madam, this has
No
come
problem.
randomly. Pop up.
You can just escape.
Escape answer. Yeah, thank you.
The project expediter acts primarily as a staff assistant and communications coordinator. The expediter cannot personally make or enforce decisions. Project coordinator. The position is similar to the project expediter, except the coordinator has some power to make decisions, some authority, and reports to a higher level manager.
So these two roles you will find it in big matrix structure.
Hmm.
The next concept is enterprise environmental factors, EEF. So every company has got this enterprise environmental factors, which is nothing but company culture or environment. Just like every country has got its own culture and environment, every state has got its own culture, and for that matter, every family also has its own culture and environment. Similarly, companies also have their own culture and environment, which are called enterprise environmental factors, EEF. PMBOK calls this as enterprise environmental factors. Organization structure and hierarchy are part of this enterprise environmental factors only. Structure of the organization and hierarchy. Now think of this enterprise environmental factors as what they really are. That is the company culture and existing system that you as a project manager have to deal with or make use of it. You need to deal with this company culture and environment. They could also be thought as a baggage that comes with the project and it's outside the control of the project manager. You can't change it. You can make use of it. I will give you one classic example, my dear friends, for this. My own example, personal experience. Sometime back, after clearing PMP, my confidence was sky high. So I decided that I will directly attend Microsoft interview. Till then, whenever I get mails from Microsoft interview or Google, I used to just click it and delete it. Because I know I am not good enough for Microsoft and Google. So I just deleted those interview calls. But after clearing PMP, I got that confidence. So I attended Microsoft interview. So the guy who interviewed me was also a PMP guy. And before that, let me tell you, I don't have experience of working for tier 1 companies, top range companies like Microsoft, Google, Apple, Facebook. They have a different culture and environment, my dear friends. My experience was confined to mostly DAISY companies or mid-level companies. You may call TCS, Wipro and all the stuff. They have a different culture and structure also. Environment. So now coming back to this interview. I attended the interview. The guy who interviewed me was also a PMP guy. He was so thrilled to see a rare species outside his organization, PMP. Because in Microsoft, there will be many PMPs. By default, all the managers are PMPs only. So it started as an interview. Later, we went on to discuss the subject. For 1.5 hours, good amount of time, we discussed the subject, this PMP subject. And at the end, once they're done with the interview, he casually asked me, Umar, do you have any questions for me? Umar, do you have any questions? You know what I asked? I said, how many resources do I need to manage, sir? How many resources do I need to manage, sir? You know what? He got offended with my question. Literally, he got offended with my question and he said, Umar, you don't need to manage any of our resources. Everybody are capable to manage themselves. We have hired them from top premium universities of not just India, across the globe. IITs, IIMs and all. So if you start managing them, their egos will be hurt and they will leave our organization. All you got to do is collect the reports and send it to me. That means he was talking more of an expeditor or coordinator. Well, I understood. But the way he reacted, I understood that this fellow got offended with my question. And I thought, what is the wrong in my question? Where did I go wrong? Then this factor struck me, my dear friends. The enterprise environmental factors. A project manager has to deal with the company culture and environment. So their culture and their environment is different. It is a baggage that comes with the projects or organization and it is outside your control. You need to make use of it or adapt to it. Now imagine if I ask the same question to an interviewer in Infosys or Wipro or TCS. You would have exaggerated. You would have exaggerated and told you may have to manage 100 resources, 150 resources. Are you good enough to manage? Do you have that experience or exposure? See, the question is same. At one place he got offended seriously. The other place he is exaggerating. Now you got my point, right, my dear friends? You need to adapt to the company culture and environment, and accordingly you need to plan, strategize, execute your projects. So that is why this enterprise environmental factors is used as an input for almost all the processes. You need to consider this. So remember this word EEF, enterprise environmental factors. If this word is very lengthy, you can use the abbreviation EEF. You are going to see this word 100 times in this book going forward. Let me check if Imran is back. Imran, are you back, sir? Are you with us? I don't think so. Maybe we'll try. He's traveling or he's not. It's just, Chalo, I'll pass it on to Madhava. Madhava, can you please read this slide, sir, once again for us? Madhava?
Are we having network issues?
I don't think so. I am fine, right? Everybody can hear me, right? So I think that's okay. No problem. I will ask Nataraj to continue. Nataraj,
yes, sir.
Unmute. They are there.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Go for it.
Enterprise environmental factors. Project managers have to deal with and make use of the company culture and environment. The PIM book calls these enterprise environmental factors. Organization structures and a hierarchy are part of enterprise environmental factors. Think of enterprise environmental factors as what they really are: company, culture, and existing systems that the project manager will have to deal with or can make use of. They could also be thought of as a company baggage that comes with a project and is outside the control of the project managers.
Super. Then one more important thing, my dear friends, that is organizational process assets, OPA. Remember this word. Again, this also you are going to see 100 times in this book. Every company, over a period of time, they will develop their own processes, procedures, policies. These are done by some senior employees, senior executives, or subject matter experts. Okay, so they are like valuable things for the organization. Assets, organizational processes, procedures, policies, rules, regulations, guidelines over a period of time. It won't happen overnight. Over a period of time. See, this also comes under organization processes, corporate knowledge base. As a result of working on certain projects, as a result of doing some research, R&D, you gain some knowledge. To capture that knowledge. That knowledge can be utilized or useful for your projects or lessons learned, historical information. So when you work on certain projects, you learn some lessons, you gain some experience. So those lessons learned, those informations can be utilized by other projects or future projects. If you see on a regular basis, I will share the success stories of people. They are like historical information, lessons learned by them. Whatever the lessons they are learning, they are sharing with us so that you can learn from their lessons now. And tomorrow you pass your PMP, and in this journey you learn some lessons which you will be sharing with future PMPs. So all these things, even processes, procedures, even a small company like mine, BPM certified, we have our own processes of training process, enrollment process, procedures, policies. Similarly, every company has got its own processes, procedures. They are like valuable things, assets. I will give you one more example. After completing 13 years, 14 years of experience in my last company, I attended the interview, and my interview was taken by senior managers, senior management again. It did not ask any technical questions, my dear friends. Pre-testing, regression testing, all those technical. He just asked me, what is the process you follow in your organization, like Uma? Looks like you come from a process-oriented organization. What is the testing process you follow in your organization? Can you explain me? It took me literally 45 minutes to explain the end-to-end process, testing process. He got pretty impressed. And he said, Uma, ours is a startup company. We don't have a testing process for us. Can you set up a process? I said, why not, sir? They onboarded me. In due course of time, I have set up a process. And you won't know what this incident had happened in the year 2015, and they are using that process, it seems, of course, with minor tweaking till date. So what I want to convey here, my dear friends, when you complete certain experience, certain years of experience, organizations expect bigger things from you. They don't expect you to be an individual contributor who are confined to your own laptop, to your own system, and doing your individual work. That the junior resource can do better than us, isn't it? With the 20,000 or 30,000 packages. So they expect bigger things from you, like managing the projects, setting up a process, handling the risks, handling the stakeholders, handling the clients. And to do that, you need to have certain knowledge, right? Certain experience and knowledge. So that is what PMP does to you, in a way. Okay. If Madhav and Imran are online, just let me know. I will include them. Otherwise, we'll go with Nilesh. Nilesh, continue, sir. Kindly recap all this stuff once again for us.
Sure, sir. So slide number 25. Okay. So organizational process assets. The following are some examples of organizational process assets: processes, procedure, and policies. Over time, organizations develop processes, procedures, and policies that have proven to be best practices. Such information is a key part of organizational process assets. A corporate knowledge base. Organization has information such as historical records and lessons learned from previous projects, and that the company has incorporated those records in an indexed corporate knowledge base available to all. Historical information. Historical information is a record of past projects. It is used to plan and manage future projects.
Very good. Then comes work performance data, work performance information, work performance reports. What are these three? Let's see. Slight difference, my dear friends. Concentrate, focus. When you are working on certain aspect, as a result of doing the work, you produce some data, right? Any guy? For me, in my case, I was a software test engineer, and as part of doing my work, I used to create test cases, write test cases, raised bugs, create test scenarios. So all these things comes under work performance data. Okay. Now, when this data is analyzed, it becomes information. For example, how many test cases I have written? 100 test cases. Using how many scenarios I have written those 100 test cases? 25 scenarios. By executing those 100 test cases, how many bugs I have raised? 50 bugs. What is the severity of those bugs? What is the priority? So all the information about my work comes under work performance information. Now that you have the information also. If you put that information in an Excel sheet or a Word document, send it across to people who are supposed to know this information and possibly act on this information, it becomes reports. Clear? And decisions are made based on these reports only. I repeat, work performance data is the raw data as a result of doing the work, executing. When this raw data is analyzed, you get information. When this information is put in an Excel sheet or a Word document and send it across to people who are supposed to know this information and possibly act on this information, it becomes reports. And decisions are made based on reports. Let's finish it off. Surya, go for it, sir.
Yeah, should I read?
Performance.
Yes, sir. Surya. For performance data, read
Work
this.
performance data. Work performance data are the initial measurements and details about activities gathered during project work executing. Work performance information. During controlling, these work performance data are analyzed to make sure they conform to the project management plan and to assess what they mean for the project as a whole. The result is known as work performance information. Work performance report. Work performance information can then be organized into work performance reports, which are distributed to various stakeholders who need to receive and possibly act on the information. These reports are an output of monitor and control project work.
Okay, sir. Good. And finally, project life cycles. What is this? This is the logical breakdown of what you need to do to produce the deliverables of the project. There are many different project life cycles depending on the type of product that is being developed, depending on the industry and the organizational choice preferences. And project life cycles range from plan driven to change driven. Plan driven to change driven. Now let's see. Plan driven means depending on the availability of the scope. If the scope is clearly available, you go with plan driven approach, my dear friends. They are called waterfall models, predictive models. Waterfall or predictive models. For example, construction industries, manufacturing industries, they go with this plan driven approach. Let's say you want to construct an apartment. Even before you lay the foundation or you start the project, you very well know the scope of the project. For example, how many floors you need to construct? 30 floors. In the 30 floors, how many 2-bedroom flats? How many 3-bedroom flats? How many 4-bedroom flats? And what are the amenities? What are the facilities you need to give? In fact, each and every aspect of the project, you know about the scope. Now, once you get the clarity on the scope, it is easy to plan your schedules. It is easy to plan your cost. Everything can be planned upfront, resources, etc. So if the scope of the work is clearly defined, you go with a plan-driven model, that is waterfall model, predictive model. Okay. Next is change-driven. Under change-driven, you have 3 categories: iterative, incremental, and agile. All of you open your WhatsApp. I am going to share something on your WhatsApp. Everybody part of paid group, and I am going to share something in that paid group. The green DP one. There is a DP with green vision 1000 PMPs. And let me see who all have seen this. I just shared. Mohini has seen, Nilesh has seen, Surya has seen, Natarajan has seen. What about others? Imran and all?
I didn't even get one.
Which one? Which one, Umakant, you are speaking of?
Madhavana? Okay,
yeah, which one you are?
Like you are in another group. I need to add you to this group also.
I didn't get one either.
You are there, Madhava?
Yeah, I can see green dot, I think.
Green DP. So, Mona Lisa picture I shared, right? Imran has seen. Yes, Imran has seen.
Where is Mona Lisa? I did not get anything.
Sir, even for me also, sir, Anwar here.
Anwar?
Yeah,
Anwar,
mission 1000 PMPs.
Change the. Okay,
oh, you're
Anwar,
speaking in the. You're referring to the phone. I am looking in laptop.
Okay, phone. Okay, phone is not with you. Huh? Chalo. Laptop, that means you need to again install that laptop. Don't worry,
okay.
Madhava.
Okay. Let me go to 1 second. Let me see.
You get your mobile. I shared to your personal number also. Anwar, I have shared to you also. Just open it, my dear friend.
Yeah, I got it, sir. I got it.
Super, brilliant. I think everybody has that picture. Ujjwal also seen it.
I don't have it.
Ujjwal, you don't have it, huh?
No.
Sorry, friend, I missed you. I added you just now. Typically, this will be done immediately after you enroll. So my mistake, I missed. I shared once again. Sure. I added you and shared you. Okay.
I saw it in my phone. It's there.
Sir, brilliant. Now click on that Mona Lisa picture. Look at right side. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Top and bottom. Top 1, 2, 3. That's the assuming that Mona Lisa picture is the project. Now, no, don't underestimate this project, my dear friends. I underestimated, but later I came to know that it is very, very expensive. One of the heritages, World Heritage project. So as good as Taj Mahal. Okay. Now on top you have 3, 1, 2, 3. Bottom also you have 1, 2, 3. Top one is following incremental model. In round 1, 33% is done and it is done clearly. Round 2, 60% is done and it's done clearly. Round 3, 100% is done. So as and when you are getting the requirements, you are getting the clarity, you are adding it to the existing one. This is called incremental model. Next. Bottom. Look at bottom. Round 1, 100% is done, but it's done on a high level. Framework is laid. Round 2, some more clarity you are getting. Round 3, you got complete clarity. Iterative. That means with every iteration, your understanding or your clarity on the project is improving, getting better. Okay. Now, friends, you just said that your PMP certification is a project, isn't it? Now, if it is a project, you need to follow a process. Tell me which process you will follow to accomplish your PMP certification, iterative or incremental. Which one you feel suits the best to accomplish your project? This is where most people go wrong. They will, first of all, they don't realize it is a project. When they don't realize, they don't even follow a process. They just blindly study something. They fail. But we will follow a process. Which one you will follow, sir? Go for it. Iterative or incremental? Iterative process. See, teaching. When I teach you in the class, you will get a framework only. You can't expect everything to be clarified. Complete clarity on this subject, on this project. And then once you get that framework, you start reading on your own. Round 1 from my material. Once again, you read all the slides. You will read. You will get some more clarity end to end. Then you read the same subject from Rita Mulke couple of times. You get some more clarity. Then you read Pimba, complete clarity you will get. Then you take my major marks and you will pass. So with every iteration, your understanding of the subject will increase. It's not like you read one chapter and you get complete clarity on that and you go to the next chapter and get complete clarity, not incremental model. It's an iterative model because everything is interrelated. Chapter 1 is interrelated with chapter 10 or remaining chapters. So everything is interrelated. We need to read the subject as a package, complete package. Okay, na? Good one, guys. So we will follow iterative model. Now coming to Agile, it's a combination of iterative and incremental model. Iterative model focus on correctness of solution. Incremental model focus on return on investment. So combining both this, you have an agile model. Here you have a fixed time and cost. Let's say you want to complete a project in 2 years and you invested 2 crores in that project. Now these 2 years are broken down into parts. They call it as sprints. Each sprint is of certain duration, 2 weeks. Typically 2 weeks or 3 weeks is a standard duration, mostly follow. In these 2 weeks, you will get the requirements in the form of backlog items or user stories. These user stories are developed by the developers, tested by the testers, and they release it. The next sprint will start. You will get some more ideas because IT projects are idea driven and you don't get all the ideas overnight. As your mind evolves, as your thought process evolves, you will get ideas. These ideas are converted into requirements. These requirements are referred as backlog items or user stories, and you develop those user stories by developers, tested by the testers, to integrate with the core product, and you release it. Just like our WhatsApp application. Some 10 years back, when we started using this application, we did not see these many features as we are seeing today. So it has evolved over a period of time. Some are very evident. We can see user interface features. Backend also there will be so many features which they might have developed. Now, as we are talking right now, some developers are working on this application. Some testers are testing this application to integrate new features, which we will be seeing in future. So it is following agile process, WhatsApp application or Facebook application. Clear? And friends, this is just a high level information. On a high level, I have taught you this one slide. In fact, in detail, we will discuss on this chapter at the end during Agile, wherein we will discuss in detail about, wait a minute, predictive model, iterative model, incremental model, Agile. In Agile, you have iteration based, flow based Agile. Then we will see hybrid models. All these things we will discuss, my dear friends. But still, there is some time. This is just a high level information. From this chapter point of view, this information is good enough. Further explanation, further understanding, we will do it later. With this, we are done with this chapter. That's it, my dear friends. We are done with this chapter. Let's read this once again to understand this better. And that will be done by Ujjwal. Ujjwal, go for it, sir.
Reading project lifecycle. This is the logical breakdown of what we need to do to produce the deliverables of the project. There are many different types of project life cycles depending on the type of product being deployed or developed, the industry, and the organization's preferences. Project life cycles range from plan-driven to change-driven. Plan-driven projects have predictive life cycles, sometimes referred to as waterfall or traditional life cycles, that require scope, schedule, and cost to be determined in detail early in the life of the project before the work begins to produce the project deliverables. For example, a construction project would typically be managed using a predictive approach, undergoing the life cycle phases of feasibility, planning, design, production, turnover, and startup. Change-driven projects, on the other hand, use iterative, incremental, or adaptive agile life cycles and will have varying levels of early planning for scope, schedule, and cost. Incremental and iterative life cycles involve early planning of life cycle, high-level scope sufficient enough to allow for preliminary estimates of time and cost. Scope is developed a little more with each iteration. Adaptive life cycles involve fixed time and cost, and scope is broadly defined with the understanding that it will be refined as the project progresses, which can be adjusted as the project progresses. The customer's requirements are documented and prioritized in what is known as a backlog.
Very good. Oh, 1 second. Okay. So now comes an example of a predictive life cycle. This is a large project with a predictive change-driven or agile. We will see later. So here in predictive life cycle, we have feasibility phase, planning phase, design, production, turnover, and startup. Now these phases are not important for us, my dear friends. They are industry-driven, industry-specific or domain-specific. What is important is these 5 process groups: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, and control closing. Initiating, planning. These are very, very important because they are constant across all industries and all. This one. Planning, executing, monitoring, and control closing. This we will learn in processes. These are very, 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 very important. This we will learn. Okay, now? On this note, we are done with this chapter. Can you tell me what is the life cycle of IT industry? People call IT industry. People call what life cycle they follow? What is it called? You learned it, right? When you were kids in your engineering days. Life cycle, IT industry, information technology industry, software industry people. What is it called? Not waterfall model. It is called.
Oh, this is a software life cycle.
Software development life cycle. SDLC, very popular name, right? SDLC. In that, what are the phases you will see? Requirement gathering phase, design phase, coding phase, testing phase, delivery and maintenance phase. These are the phases you will see. Now that phases are not important. Of course, I was part of testing phase. In testing, I used to initiate a test, plan the test, execute the test, monitor and control, and close the test. That is important. and we will learn in detail. So friends, on that note, we are done with this chapter, and let's test our understanding on whatever we have learned so far. Chalo. So what you will do is, you will read Nataraj's question. I will take his question, then we will move to the question and answer session. Nataraj, go for it, sir. Your question.
Sir, again, in the previous slide, please, the slide number 27. For example, in the change-driven projects and the adaptive life cycle, right? In these two project life cycle, where does the change in scope or the deletion of the scope, if it occurs in a project, whether to which bucket it falls?
Continuously, right? Progressively you are elaborating. Change-driven means you are not predefining the scope. For example, you see WhatsApp application. Do you think the creator of this WhatsApp application knew after 10 years this is how it looks like? No, not even he knows. But I have booked a flat some 3 years back, imagining something. He showed me some picture, AV, video, and also brochures. Whatever he showed me, my dear friends, it is exactly done as it is. That is a plan-driven approach. Even I just saw the plain land and he showed me on this land, you will be seeing this after 4 years. And he showed me that. That is a plan-driven approach. Construction project. So here it is a change-driven, idea-driven. Every night you will get some ideas. That Mark Zuckerberg will get some ideas and he will convert that into requirements. They are called backlog items. He will share it with the product owners and they will discuss with the developers, testers, and they will implement that. What if we do this? What if we do that? IT projects.
Okay, sir.
So it is dynamically changing. It is evolving. Burj Khalifa, it is done and dusted. No more additional requirements are added. The tower. But now it is evolving. Every day it is evolving. Okay, na?
Okay.
Sorry, Umakant, I have a request.
Yes, sir.
I have put a message. Could you please?
Okay, Umakant, my battery is, oh my God, can I log off instead of sudden shutdown? Okay, sir, try to be as much time as possible, or you can go log in with your mobile. Just disconnect from here and log in with your mobile. For now, we will manage another few minutes because this question and answers also will help you. We are checking our understanding on what we have learned. Okay? Okay. You log into through your mobile. So we'll go with the question and answer session. Anwar will take the first question. Sir, you read the question, read the options and come up with your answer. Your time starts now. Go for it. Wait a minute. I'll open the question. Question number 1.
Yeah, project is a temporary endeavor to create a unique product, service, or result. What does temporary nature of project means? Project is of short duration. The outcome of project is temporary. The project has definite beginning and end. Number 3.
Very good. The project has a definite beginning and end. Easy. Next, we'll ask. After you click on this hand icon, sir. In case if you have any questions, you ask me. Otherwise, you click on this hand icon. Very good. Imran. Imran, are you with us? Yes, he is back. Yes, sir. Go for it. Question number 2.
An organization has PMO which serves a project repository and supplies templates, best practices, trainings, lessons learned, documents to project managers. What is the type of PMO is called?
Supportive, controlling, directive. That is anyways made up term. So it supplies templates, best practices, lessons learned to project managers. So what is this type of PMO called? Imran.
Directive.
Others are waiting like hungry lions. If I make this open question, how they will pounce on it? You see. Yeah. They are waiting like hungry lions. I will make it as an open question. Guys, you can unmute it and answer it. What is this?
Supportive.
What is this? Huh?
Supportive.
I think it is directive because he's giving the directions for all the.
No. How it is directive? It is just giving lessons learned, providing templates. Directive.
Okay, control. It's
high
a
level
control.
of control, right? It will provide project managers.
Controlling.
They are responsible for the results of those projects. High level of control. Here you are talking about supplying templates, best practices, lessons learned. So it is supportive type of PM.
Supportive. Okay.
Huh? Okay, na?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Good. No problem. Next, Imran is done. Mohini will take. Mohini, go for it, madam. Third one.
Which of the following is not correct? Program management does not focuses on project interdependencies. Sorry. A project may or may not be a part of program, but a program will always have projects. A portfolio refers to the projects, programs, sub-portfolios, and operations as a group to achieve strategic objectives. Though some of the projects undertaken by an organization does not belong to any program, but every project is a part of portfolio.
High quality question, my dear friends. This standard of questions you will get in the examination. In order to answer this, first of all, you need to understand what is project management, program management, and portfolio management, which I have taught you. Then they are saying which of the following is not correct. That means incorrect statement is the right answer. 3 statements are correct statements, 1 is wrong statement. Now pick the wrong statement, Mohini.
I'm just reading it again.
Very good. Others also read it. If she doesn't answer correctly, I will pass it on to you. Read one by one. I will make you help. I will help you out. Read the statement. Program management does not focus us on project interdependence. Is it correct or wrong? What is program management?
It does.
Yes. So this is
correct statement.
Incorrect statement, right? See, double negation. So program management focuses on our project interdependence. But it is saying does not. That means it is wrong statement.
Yeah.
So it is right answer. Welcome to the PMP world.
Yeah.
This is how they frame the questions. Yeah. Okay, na? It's not only about understanding the subject. You need to understand in depth. At the same time, they will create this type of confusions.
Not and does not.
And does not, yes, no, what is right, wrong, and all the stuff. Okay. Yeah. And for this type of questions, you got to be innovative. This I did not teach you, but you got to use your experience, apply your experience and all these things, and to come to the right answer. Question number 4. Let's see if Madhava can crack this. Madhava, are you with us?
Yes.
Wonderful, yes. Madhava. Go for it, sir. Apply your experience and tell me. 4th question. Question number 4. Tilt your phone.
An automobile industry undertakes projects to create faster, cheaper vehicles along with more safety measures. Under which strategic consideration the organization's initiatives
What is the strategy? Automobile industry. Is it customer request, technological advancement, marketing? Let me tweak this question a little bit for you. Replace this word automobile industry with mobile industry. Mobile industries, they are popular, right? They will come up with, of course, automobile also coming up with this new vehicles, right? Mobile industries, Apple and all, they will come up with the new models every year, which are faster. Of course, they are more expensive and with advanced features. What is the strategy, my dear friends? What is the strategy of these Apple fellows? Why every year they are coming with these new versions? Did anybody ask them, requested them?
Technological advancement.
They want to showcase their technological advancement to the globe. In turn, create a market demand so that the customers will request for their products. Today, mobile is a social need. Eventually, it becomes a social need. So this is how. Then and there, on the fly, you need to apply your knowledge, experience to crack this type of questions. This I did not teach you, and it's not guaranteed that whatever I teach you in the class or whatever you read from Readable inbox, same things you will come in the examination.
So,
you got to be.
Umakan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sometimes market demand means what I mean to say is the person may not ask.
Now they want to create a market demand. Okay, that is second strategy. But first one, basically,
here I understood that it is a technological advancement that is making them to make better vehicles. That is okay. But sometimes market demand also drives us to
frame a question for market demand.
Yeah, maybe market demand is the push for the technological advancement that is underlying. But here it is that technological advancement is the reason for.
So that this is technology. So if you want to create me a question considering the market demand, the Food Corporation of India, they have blocked the supply of onions, for example. Why they want to do that? To increase the market demand. When there is a shortage of supply, market demand will increase, right? Then you can increase the price. That is one question. If you reduce the supply, there comes the strategy is to increase the market, reducing the supply.
I got the idea.
Sir Nataraj here again.
Nataraj,
I have. Yeah, actually, the previous question itself, I agree with the previous statement what the team member has said. See, for every project, there will be a demand that comes. Either could be a voice of customer or it could be some sort of a request that comes. Then only there could be a birth of a project.
Correct. Correct.
So in that aspect, even the technological advancement, why we are going for technological advancement, it means that there is some request coming from somewhere. So can't it be a market demand? I agree, but some request should be there from somewhere, right?
I don't think this request will come from the customers, but internally the product owners may get these ideas and they will incorporate. You and me, we don't ask the Apples to come with these additional features or advanced features. They develop those features and we are happy with those features.
Okay. Because I come from an R&D background.
Now if they outsource your project. If Apple is a product-based company, so they get their own ideas and all. Now, if you are working for as a TCS services-based company and you have a client, then they will share their ideas. So here, because it's a product-based company, here also that's automobile industry. So it's a product-based company. They are developing their own products, manufacturing their own products. In this case, cars, faster, cheaper. Now, these are concept-based cars. Have you heard about this? This is what relevant. Concept cars. Today they will show the concept cars, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, and all, which is hi-fi technology. It is out of blue. Those cars you don't see on the roads, but maybe 10 years down the line or 15 years down the line, you will see them. So what point they want to prove, my dear friends, to the world? Technological advancement, right? The BMW is so advanced. The Audi is, Mercedes-Benz is so advanced. They are coming up with this concept cars. You can't purchase them, but they will display. They will show. You see, you type the word in Google or YouTube, concept cars from Mercedes. High-end cars you will see. Yeah. So what is their purpose? Why they are displaying those things? They want to showcase how advanced they are with their technology. Yeah?
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay, good. Good one. You are getting the best out of me. Thank you, friends. Now, who is next? Madhav has right? Nataraj will take the next one.
Yeah,
Nataraj, fifth one, sir.
Which of the following is an example of operations activity? Okay. Constructing a building, bridge, or infrastructure, improve or enhance existing business process and procedures. Conducting a research efforts whose outcome will be aptly recorded. Production of a product having great market demand. So operations in the sense, basically we just want to continue. The project is done. We are going to continue some sort of a production.
I told you a big long story also.
Yeah.
BMW cars.
Yeah.
And I tell you the questions will be depth and tricky. Questions will not be direct.
I would like to go for 2. Production of a product having great market demand.
Very good. Fourth is the right answer. 2. Product, 2 or 4?
No. Sorry. Fourth. Actually, 2 was slightly contradicting. Improve or enhance existing business.
But this is pure answer. No question, no doubting. Production of a product having great market demand. Recently, COVID vaccinations.
Yeah.
COVID vaccinations. You are doing it again and again. That is a operations thing. Good one.
Okay.
Just done. Very good, sir. Next, Nilesh. Continue, sir.
Yes. So, question number 6. Which of the following is an enterprise environmental factor which can affect availability of resources and influence how projects are conducted? One is political climate, organizational structure, existing human resources, stakeholder risk tolerance. For example.
Which of the following is enterprise environmental factors which can affect availability of resource and influence how the projects are being conducted? What is that? EF, enterprise environmental factors. I taught you this. Enterprise environmental factors. Anybody?
It's 2.
Organization structure.
Organization structures. Okay. And friends, let me tell you right up front in class 1, these questions are not meant to judge you how intelligent you are, how brilliant you are, how bright you are. No. You are already intelligent, brilliant. That's why you are sitting here in my class. These questions are for you to judge PMP. This PMI fellows, how they are framing the questions, how they are structuring the questions. So you need to get an idea. So that's the reason I am framing this question and asking you guys. Huh? Okay, now. So it's not that if you answer it correct or wrong, I am not least bothered. As long as you understand the questions and answers, and you will get a fair idea on the way they frame these questions and all. Super. Next. Nilesh is done. Surya will take the next one. Surya, 7th one, sir.
Michael works in an organization where each employee has one clear superior. He is working in production department of the organization, and the department works independently of other departments. What kind of organizational structure Michael is working into? Functional, projectized, strong matrix, composite. Strong matrix?
Michael fellow, na?
This will be functional.
No.
It is a functional.
Functional. Yeah, because he's talking about departments and all. So it is functional. Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay, so we are done with this. Next topic is one more question. Wait a minute. So Surya is done. Ujjwal will take the next one. Ujjwal, go for it, sir. 8th one.
In which type of organization is team building likely to be most difficult? Functional, projectized, matrix, and all of the above. Team building, if we are talking about individual teams, functional will be easier. If you're talking about project teams, then it is projectized. Super, sir. Wonderful answer. You know what, Ujjwal? In the past, 99% could not answer this correctly. Only 1% have answered this correctly. Out of that 1%, also 0.1% came up with the right explanation, and you did it in the best possible way. Short and sweet. See, they are asking, first of all, you need to understand functional structure, projectized structure, and matrix structure, which I taught you. Then you need to decode and assess where the team building is difficult. Functional, as you said, every day they come to the same department, they see the same faces. Once a team is built, it remains departments. But coming to projectized, team will change, right? Every time new project comes, new project manager, new resources, new client. Now, once the project is completed, done and dusted, again new project, new client, new project manager, new team members. So team building is difficult here. As a CEO, or look, if you look from top angle, team building is difficult here in projectized. Matrix somewhere in between, because it has the features of both. Somewhere in between. Good one, Ujjwal. Good answer. Ujjwal is done. We'll go back to Anwar. Anwar, back to you, sir. 9th one.
Yeah, in a weak matrix organizations, PM authority is limited, moderate to high, high to almost. I think in weak matrix it is limited.
Limited. That's it. Yes. Next, Imran, I guess. Imran, your turn, sir. 10th one.
Which role of weak matrix organization has some power to make decisions, have some authority, and report to a higher level manager?
Some power, some authority, and reports to higher level. Which role out of this?
Project manager.
It's an open question. Anybody?
Project coordinator.
Project coordinator has some powers to make decisions, some authority, and he reports to higher level. See, this position is similar to project expeditor, except that the coordinator has some power to make decisions, some authority, and reports to higher level manager. Coordinator. Good one from the background, whoever it is. Okay. Next question.
Question.
Mohini, your turn, madam. 11th one.
Communication is the prime responsibility of a project coordinator, project expeditor, project manager, and project sponsor. Project coordinator.
See, this is a trap.
Expeditor.
Trap which I have thrown at you because this question is followed by this, and this. You are still in the zone of matrix, weak matrix, organization structure. You did not come out of that. So from that point of view, you saw that and you answered coordinator. In general, now I say, in general, communication is the prime responsibility of a specifically
project manager.
Yes, project manager, because project manager spends up to 90% of their time in communication management. This is the right answer.
Yes.
But the expeditor also will be
in a weak matrix structure, more is by him, followed by him. But did I ask anything about weak matrix? Did I specifically say weak matrix? No, right? In general, I asked project. Now, because this question is followed by this question, you are still in this zone. Isn't it? And be prepared for this type of scenarios also in examination. Okay?
It stimulates the mind.
Yeah. I told you, right? This is just first day of your class. Imagine if you go through this journey for next 100 days. How refined you will be, how much knowledge or information you will gain, how much confidence you will gain by learning this subject and cracking PMP examination. Altogether, you will be a refined professional, my dear friends. Take my word. It happened to me, it happened to all my PMPs, and it will happen to you also. Super. Mohini is done. We will ask Madhav to continue. Madhav, go for it, sir. 12th one.
You are one of the 4 full-time managers in an organization, all sharing an administration office. One of the 4 full-time managers. There are several projects per year that involve about 25% of the organization employees. However, these employees do not report to you. Some of the PMs control their budgets. Some do not. Your organization can be best classified as
Alexa, switch off dining light.
So they are talking about managers controlling and not controlling, sharing responsibilities, powers, financial powers, other resources, and all the stuff. So in that case, it comes under
switch off children's room light.
Managers.
Obviously, it comes under
projectors.
It is a mix of both, right? Others, it's an open question now. Anybody can give it right.
Sir, here the project manager has a control over the budget. It's some,
and some don't. Okay. Some have things, some don't have.
So that some is
balanced.
Balance matrix.
Very good. So friends, shall we play again? Okay. Let's make things even more exciting. See, question number 13 is an open question. Anybody can answer. Okay. And the condition is you need to read the question slowly, read the options slowly, but answer it loudly. Question is an open question. Condition is read the question slowly, read the options slowly, but answer it loudly. And incentive, you have an incentive also. You know what? I know all of you will become PMPs one fine day, but I am just curious to know who will be the first PMP in your batch. And whoever answers that question number 13 first will be the first PMP. Challenge accepted, huh? Chalo. Competitors.
Okay.
On your mark, get set, go. Question number 13. Your time starts now. Read it slowly, answer it loudly.
Number 4.
Yeah, it's 4.
4.
Number 3 should be the answer, right?
Very good. Number 3 should be the answer, right? Who said that? Nataraja? Or Madhava? Huh? Or Ujjwal? Huh?
Yeah,
who said
it? Yeah, it's not me, sir.
Number 3 should be the answer, right? Somebody said. Who said? Ujjwal.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, stakeholders don't have same level of.
Ujjwal. So Ujjwal, you want to become the first PMP in your batch? Huh?
I certainly want to try.
Sure. There are some more chances. There are some more times we will conduct the same game. We will play the same game. So from this chapter, it will be you. Okay. See, which of the following is not correct, my dear friends? They are not asking. Incorrect statement is the right answer. So this is incorrect statement. Stakeholders usually have same level of responsibility. Authority is incorrect. Project manager has more responsibility. Project sponsor has more authority. Team members have less responsibility and less authority. It depends on the stakeholders. All the stakeholders don't have same level of responsibility and authority. It varies. Whereas other statements are correct. Stakeholders include all the members of the project team as well as interested entities. Yes, stakeholders' interest may be positively or negatively affected by the performance of the project. Yes, this is also correct. All the stakeholders required to be managed. Yes, of course, they require to be managed throughout the life of the project, right? So this is incorrect. Good one, Ujjwal. We'll go with the normal flow. Who took the previous one? Madhava has taken the previous one, right? If I'm not wrong. This was taken by Madhava. So the next question will be taken by Nataraj. Nataraj, this is a challenging question, sir. I will help you out. Don't worry. Go for it. Go take the question.
The composition of the project teams varies based on the factors such as organizational culture, scope, and location. Which of the following is example of basic project team composition? Project management, project manager and project management staff, co-located team and virtual team, project team staff and project team, dedicated team and part-time team. Look at the question.
Basically, there are 4 types of teams, Nataraj. Dedicated is full-time dedicated to project work. You find them in projectized organization.
Yeah.
Part-time team means they come, they do their job, and they move. You find it in functional organization, and typically they depend upon the scope of the work, culture of the organization. All these factors will decide. Co-located means placed at same location. Virtual team means working for different locations, depending on the location. Now tell me which composition you go for based on the organization, culture, scope, and the location. So 1 and 3 are eliminated. Anyways, there are any not team types. So which one?
I would like to go for 2. Co-located team and virtual.
Co-located satisfies only this factor, right? Location factor. Co-located means same date, same location. Virtual means different locations. But if you say about dedicated team, organization, culture, projectized, they have a dedicated team.
Okay.
Part-time functional organization, scope of the work. The scope is predefined. So dedicated team.
Dedicated team and part-time.
This is more correct. Now, if you understand this, fine, fair enough. Otherwise, chapter number 10, again, I will teach you on this. Different types of teams.
So the project team does not include the project
it is not any team, project team type. There are only 4 types of teams. Dedicated, part-time, co-located, and virtual teams. Wait a minute. I can go project resource management. Wait a minute. So I will teach you, but just a high level types of team: dedicated team, part-time team, partnership, virtual team. These are the 4 types of teams typically you find. This I will teach you when we get into this resource management chapter. That's why I tell you, right? Everything is interrelated. So you need to read this entire book once to understand the gist of it. Then once, twice, thrice, if you revise it, you will become master of the subject. Nilesh.
So most of these questions we may not see a perfect answer. You may see a more correct answer.
Yes.
Is that how it is?
More correct, the best answer, closest. Exact answer you will get it in mathematics only, sir. Physics and mathematics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I tell you, right? No, don't try for scoring 95, 99%. We are not doing any physics or mathematics subject. If you score more than 70, it is good enough. And one more surprising thing I would like to share with you. I don't think in the history of PMP anybody got full marks, though the subject is very easy. But the most difficult examination like IITs, in those, these kids are getting full marks, close to full marks, if not full. Because it is all about thought process, right? Mapping the thought process. There, direct answers will be there. You apply the formula, you will get the straight away answers. Here, the closest answer, the best answer you need to choose. And you need to choose the best as per the PMI's perspective, not your perspective. That will come with a lot of practice. Huh? Okay, now. Okay, this is a quality question. Nilesh, go for it, sir.
Yeah. So question number 15. Which of the following is incorrect about project life cycle and generic project activities in a life cycle? First one is risk and uncertainty are high at the start of the project. Cost and staffing levels are low at the start. Most of the time budget are utilized while planning the project. Cost of making changes and correcting errors typically increases as the project approaches completion. Which incorrect. So I think fourth one is incorrect.
This is correct on this side, sir. Cost of making changes and correcting errors typically increases as you head towards the close of the project. Somebody asked to
number 3 should be the answer.
Number 3 should be the answer. Good one, Ujjwal. Most of the time when budget are utilized while planning is incorrect statement. Then when it is
during execution.
During executing, most of the time when budget are utilized. Good one, Ujjwal. So you are in sync with this subject. Good one.
I did my prints also. So
okay. Nice.
Somewhat related.
Yeah, of course. That's it, my dear friends. We are done for the day. I hope you enjoyed today's class. You had fun. Yes,
sir. One question. If you can go back to the attachment, what you send on the Gmail.
That's what I wanted to right now. That is what I will be doing right now.
Okay.
Next agenda is that is the one. So this is how we will prepare for PMP, my dear friends. I will explain the concept in detail. If required, I will give you some examples, suitable examples. Then I will ask you to read it once again for better understanding. Then at the end, we will test our understanding in the form of questions. So you will get a fair idea on how the questions are like, how the questions are framed. Okay, na? So this is the pattern we will follow. And coming to the material which I have given access to you, I gave you Rita Mulke and Pmp and Agile Practice Guide, my material. So these 4 books you need to read. Subject is same, my dear friends. My material is a combination of Rita Mulke, Pmp and Agile Practice Guide. These 3 books I have used as a reference to prepare my material, which I will be teaching you in the class. Once done, you will be reading my material once. These 3 books you will be reading, Agile and then there are questions here. Here you will have 1000 questions. It is designed by Christopher Skoda. Mr. Christopher Skoda has prepared 1000 questions for us. And Kim Heldman, he prepared major marks. There are 6 major marks here. Okay. And you have backup recordings, my friends. Just in case, if you miss classes, you have a recordings here. Of course, you have the recordings here also. This recordings is of our batch. You can download it. You can just right click and download it. So you right click and download it onto your drive. This is our class. But the problem with this is it remains for 30 days. So you have to download within 30 days. In case if you miss downloading this, you have a backup here. Only difference is this is a different batch, not your batch. Okay. And there is one previous batch also, 2 batches, backup of backup. One more recording you have, new versus old, and Rita audio files. So anybody very lazy who don't feel like reading and all, or anybody traveling, extensive traveling they can listen to the audios. Same subject, you can listen to audio files. And you have a simulator, software simulator. This one, fast track. You need to install this fast track and attempt the questions. I will show you how it is being done. For now, you understand that there is an exam simulator, which I shared with you. Knowledge area wise, process groups wise, you can take the questions, attempt the questions. And comes the Brahmastra for you to crack PMP examination. Let me complete and I will take the questions. So the Brahmastra to crack PMP examination, our weapon is this planner. And this planner will talk this one. Wait a minute. So this planner will talk what you need to study, when you need to study, how you need to study, the order, everything. So first thing you will prepare this planner and you will prepare as per this planner and update this status and send me your scores and progress accordingly here. If you see, if you are part of our WhatsApp groups, daily I am sharing some scores, reports. What is that reports, my dear friends? Just like you, people have completed their trainings and they are preparing as per my planner and submitting me their report scores regularly. This they will be doing for another 50 days, 60 days. And once I ask them to take the examination, they will take the examination, they will pass.
So
Tomorrow,
this
from
this
once you are
particular
done with the
thing.
class, you will also be doing the same thing. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Then, sir, so once we are done with the class, in the sense like today we have done the chapter 1, so we should go to read the chapter 1 and do the that one you are meaning?
For the training periods. During the training period, I won't trouble you much out of the training because already I'm troubling you in the class. So I don't want to trouble you. I give the option to you. If you want to listen to the recordings, you listen it. If you have limited time. Or if you want to read my material, whatever I taught you in the class, you can read this material, 36 slides, you can complete. Or if you have sufficient time, enough time, read the same chapter from Rita Mulke, which is elaborate. So it is up to your choice, my dear friends, whatever you want to do.
So where are the questions from? Where are the questions from?
Don't take any questions. Just read and understand the subject. If you start taking the questions and if you score less, you will be demotivated, depressed. First of all, let's try to understand the subject. Questions, anyways, you will take. You are going to practice around 5,000 questions. That is for sure minimum. So that you will take. But first, let's try to understand the subject. Questions we will discuss in the class. I will explain you. So 3 options you have during the weekdays. That is either you listen to the recordings of weekend classes. If you listen once again, it will help you better. Or read my material, whatever I teach you during the weekends. You read them during the weekdays, any free time you get. Or if you have enough time, read Rita Mulke. Same chapters, whatever the chapters I teach in the class, read from Rita Mulke. It's your choice. But once done with the training, you will be preparing as per my planner. This order you
so
will
this planner is after the 4 Saturdays and so after the 4 Saturdays and Sundays.
4 Saturdays and Sundays, exactly.
Okay.
And this you can plan it for 45 days, 60 days, or 90 days, depending on how much flexibility you have, how much time you dedicate, how much urgency you have to crack Pmp. You decide. I don't have any restrictions. My job is to support you till the day you pass your Pmp. Okay, na? Good.
Okay.
So friends, don't worry. You are in the right place. You are in the safe hands. Just follow my planner. Don't escape from my radar. As long as you are in my radar, definitely I will make sure you are. Okay, na? Friends. Any more questions? Any more doubts? Anything which you would like to discuss, share, talk with me? I'm done from my end.
Nothing from my side, sir.
Perfect. So thank you so much.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When I open the planner that you shared, I see first 3 are for the slides. As in, these are for 3 days. I understand.
3 days.
So
you can plan it for 4 days, 5 days also.
But right now, what we're doing will be over 4 weekends, right? Which is 8 days.
This is your preparation. My planner is ready for me to teach you. This planner is your study planner. You need to study as per this planner. After 4 weeks.
Okay. Understood.
So for first day, you may study 100 slides. Second day, you can study 200 slides up to 200. Third day, 300. Fourth day, 400 slides. Or you read 3 chapters, 4 chapters. It's you decide. It is just an indicator. Okay, na?
Got it.
Next Sunday being Diwali, do we have a holiday?
Diwali holiday. We'll think about it, madam. Don't worry. We'll think about it.
I have to plan accordingly. No, that's
for me, whenever you pass PMP, that is my Diwali, Dasara, New Year. I don't celebrate. I celebrate only your PMP certificates. Okay, na? But I will give you a holiday. Don't worry. We'll see. We'll check and we'll see.
Isn't Diwali on Monday or something?
Sunday.
Sunday. Na? Okay. We'll plan it. We'll plan it accordingly. Nothing.
Thank you.
So thank you, friends. Thank you so much for your time. Valuable time. Thank you so much for your trust.
Thank you.
We'll catch up again tomorrow, same time. Take care. Bye bye. Good day and good night.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks, team.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.